Okay, so we begin this session with you guys having a little bit of a whoopsie, some might say. It wasn't your fault. You just had two unfair intellect devourers that were attracted by Dacto's just extremely delicious, juicy brain. It was very unfortunate for the lot of you, but you decided that with two men down and kind of brain dead after you had barely fought to the brink to keep yourselves alive, you guys might have considered turning back as you are woefully unprepared. But with that said, that's up to Dacto and Tolin to decide. So, as for you guys, do you see where your characters are at the moment?
I do.
All right, excellent. So, really, it's got to start from you guys. Tell me, how does Dacto and Tolin react now that their friends are standing there, drooling at the mouth, eyes open wide, staring into this dark cavern as the bugbear corpses that are before your feet lie there, as it seems that you did manage to take them 2 for 2.
Dacto will now cast Mage Armor on himself.
Okay. Yep.
I have to point out
After
it
all
was
that.
two bugbears and two intellectivores. It was actually we killed 4.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
Well, you didn't. You passed out. Dacto is going to look at Tolan, look at the bodies, and then, not knowing what this is, he hasn't encountered those creatures before. I'm going to get my owl to tell him to fly ahead just a little bit and keep watch and let us know if anyone's coming.
All
and
right.
Then
So
about up to about there.
all right, so you can control Mr. Torch and Mr. Owl together. Move your owl where you want them to go, and move the torch to follow them.
Just up to the top of the stairs there.
All right. From this position, you can see that there is some writing that's obscured behind some of these columns, these pillars that rise up to the top of the ceiling. You're seeing some writing there, but it's obscured. Do you wish to venture closer?
Oh, I didn't plan on it, but now that you've intrigued me with writing.
It appears in common, but you don't have enough letters to figure out what the sum of it means or says.
I say to Tolan, let's drag these guys back around the corner. You grab the
Agreed.
heavy one.
I grabbed the heavy one. Agreed.
I'm 3 foot tall.
Well,
So I will grab.
none of us, I think was that heavy. My character wasn't that heavy.
I'm gonna grab Andy and sort of drag back around the corner.
It's actually very fortunate. You're thanking your lucky stars that you were able. They were seemingly able to have been made mentally vegetable, like in their standing positions, because they kind of shuffled after you like zombies, not out of their own will, just because that you kind of drag them and instinct takes over for the rest.
Can I tell if this is a magic effect or a medical effect on them?
Oof, oof, oof. The mind is a difficult thing medicinally. Wisdom would be to figure out one's psychology, but everything related deep in the brain has all come down to intelligence. So, medicine is wisdom based. I can't have that. You're gonna have to give me an investigation check. This is the closest check I could consider. Oh, and you're pretty
Start off
smart.
well.
All right, Dacto, you know immediately what is the problem, and it makes sense. In fact, intellect devourers and their like are not unknown to you with such a crit. You understand exactly what has happened. Their minds are now mush. There's memories that are waiting inside their skulls, somewhere in that grey matter of a brain. Deep in there, there's a life, there's memories, but every bridge that connects that to the here and now is gone. These people just don't know how to breathe. Their bodies are doing it on instinct. They don't understand what words mean. They don't understand the world around them, and they don't understand what it means to be afraid. Everything that is learned and everything that has developed across their whole lives has, in an instant, been crushed, smothered, and pasted, ground out of their skulls, removing all of that behind. Now, they are salvageable, but they weren't designed to be salvaged later on. You understand that the Intellect Devourer completely mushed their minds so it could have an easier time jumping its consciousness into their grey matter. That was the goal. Crush the minds, teleport its psionic powers into them, and then leave its old husk behind, growing more knowledgeable with each jump over. So you know exactly that is the situation. You know exactly that a greater restoration is required to fix them up, and until that time, you understand exactly that these guys are out of commission.
I've heard of this before, but I've never seen it. I just sort of poke Andy a bit, and just sort of interested in the lack of response. I said to Tolan, I don't think this is something we can fix.
Or we're gonna have to drag them back up the top. Maybe there's a mage or a cleric that can help them out. Because this is way past beyond my knowledge.
God, that's going to be an embarrassing retreat. We've been down here for a good 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you want to wait a couple of hours first?
It's either
Yes.
that or mercy, or put them out of the misery with mercy. I do have a blade.
I did see some writing up ahead as well.
If you want to check it out, I will.
If you guys want to
I
explore, if you
will click into my owl vision, so I'm looking through my owl's eyes,
yeah,
and then I'll tell him to just quietly, Owl, go have a look at that writing.
all right,
So I'm gonna try to make a stealth check with the owl
okay, yeah,
and just go read because my guy can't leave without at least checking what that said.
okay.
So stealth is a dex check. Oh, no, I've got a +3.
Hang on. Whoa! Jesus
I don't know why
Christ!
that's whispering to DM.
Because it's an NPC, and all NPCs are set to whisper to DM.
Fair enough.
Do you realize you've done a second crit in a row?
Yeah.
That's a 1 in 400 chance. Okay,
I'm just that good.
you are that good because you weave magic just enough so that you really teeter on the edge of what it means to summon your owl from the astral plane, or your own personal pocket dimension, and to bring them into this one. So with your expert skills of the weave and your understanding of it, you max out this owl's stealth by partially removing its physical presence from this world by gently lifting it into your own pocket dimension. That's the level of stealth this owl has on it right now, okay? Now, on the southeastern wall, it reads in common, carved there, in a scraggly series of carving chips, "Certain death this way," with an exclamation mark at the end.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes. And the arrow points towards the southern exit, right by the wording.
Gotcha. I will share that with Tolan and then snap my owl back into the pocket dimension
Alrighty.
and say, "All right, let's get out of here."
Very good, very good. Alright, so your two zombified little children continue on, being followed by you guys. They literally are just zombies at this point. They shuffle across with no thoughts or like opinion or personality of their own. They just shuffle along and do as they are kind of gently instructed. They could make very good slave labor in one sense.
Maybe we should keep them.
Yeah, you could certainly sell them. They would be very sellable, you know? Now then, when you get to this entrance, the bucket that you all lured down has since come up. How do you respond?
Yell up top, hey, drop the bucket.
Yeah.
How in our descent? How deep is the well? Like how far up is the?
30 feet.
Oh, it's not much at all. I'll yeah, I guess we yell out. Drop the bucket.
All right. So, you holler up. You go, "Hey, we need help down here. Please get us out of this godforsaken place." And one of the locals, or one of the tavern people, he brings his elbow over the edge and he leers down, trying to look down there. And as he does so, you can see foam and froth spill out of his mug as it drifts through the air, floating down and falling on the sand beneath you with a little bit of a. And he basically goes, "Hey, down there's some. I can't make them out. They could be goblins. One of them looks like a Durga. We heard a Durga down there, didn't we? But the rest of them, I don't know. They look like zombies. But they're talking, so they can't be that zombie-ish." And the gentleman is pushed aside by Durnan, who makes his way past, and he just goes, "You wouldn't know it's all 1 gold to come back up, right?"
Yeah, hang on. I will. Wait, is it 1 gold each?
"Yeah, that's right. Gold each."
I will reach into Andy's coin purse and pick out 2 gold, and then Bolvar's coin purse and pick out 2 gold,
Nice.
and wave
Nice.
them to the gentleman up above.
This
Yep.
is highway robbery.
Hey, they're paying for our retreat. They're the ones that are unconscious.
I mean, it's like paying for your ambulance, you know? It's
Yeah.
morally wrong, but at the same time, you get to live.
Say to Tolan, it's not our fault that they weren't smart enough to resist the intellect of ours.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to invest in the grappling hook.
Well, that
Maybe
being...
it's a few things we should invest in
Well, you know,
before our next return.
you've paid enough. It really just comes to a question of manpower. Now, a bucket, the same one you came down with, does indeed come before you guys. Mark off 4 gold between the various character sheets involved, and you're all well waited upon to get in there.
I guess we do our best to load up these 2, and then we hop on.
It's really fortunate that they seem to want to stand. Otherwise, this would have been impossible to have hugged them while they put 1 foot each into the bucket, and you hug them as you're all holding onto the ropes. The bucket is winched upwards until you guys safely make it back, kind of being helped across over the yawning portal, like the cavernous entryway. However, there are cries of laughter as several people see the unfortunately ungraceful state that your adventuring duo are currently in as you kind of nanny them out over the bucket. You hear a excessive jingling of coins that are passing over tables as people have made bets on who comes back with what, and only one man receives a huge... Oh my goodness, the background noise. Only one man makes a huge amount of payment towards some of the others as he collects a chest, and you can see somebody rubbing out on a bit of a chalkboard. Comes back up within 10 minutes, and there's one very lucky guy who guessed that one. No, that one.
All right. I sort of say, yeah. Does anyone know someone that can fix these 2? I think we need a pretty powerful cleric for this.
You get some very rowdy drunk bar keepers who definitely say that those ones need to be put in a nice tranquil garden somewhere, out of the way from danger. Hang on, Tolin, man, what's going on? You okay?
Yep, just shifting chairs.
Alrighty, okay. But one of them just like jokingly just says, the other one looks great. I could get him to teach my niece something. And the other like friends beside him at that table laugh and joke about it. Meanwhile, Durnan kind of rolls his eyes, but just says, "Hey, brother Devon, we need you over here for a second, please. We got two more for you." Coming down from the second floor, a gentleman in red robes, a high elf, comes down with his robes, and as he comes down towards you, you can see that on the middle of his like robes, in a long kind of sigil, you can see the golden crest of the sun, half closed over the edge of the horizon. Who would like to make me a religion check, please?
Hmm. I'm not that smart, so but we'll give it a religion check.
That'll be a religion check, yes. Which is based on wisdom. That actually is enough. You understand that this is Lathander, the god of the Elven pantheon for the Morning Lord, bringer of light, lord of life and light, and considered the Allfather of the Elvish gods. Or maybe not. I think there's the Angharad tri-goddess, who might be like a matron goddess for elves. But point is, this guy follows the exact kind of deity that you need, not not Mialiki, goddess of nature, or something that might be just that tad off key. This guy means all of the healing and life business, so he's the appropriate one for sure. As he comes to your friends, he basically says, "Now don't you worry. I have dealt with this. Well, I have dealt with issues worse than this many times over. Do you have payment necessary for the church's outgoing expenditure? If you're not willing to sacrifice the coin, then I'm afraid that Lathander can't sacrifice the holy divine power to heal them."
How much would it cost to fix something like this?
Well, they need to be looked after carefully, but I can see that their minds are not right. I mean, they have been stamped out in the short time they've been down there in those dark depths. Um, I believe that our Morning Lord can assist these two individuals for 400 gold each.
This is outrageous. You're a healer.
I am a healer, yes, and as I said, if it was up to me, I would just heal all day, every day, and I would do the most good and spread the Lord's blessings. But the Lord's blessings are unable to be given if there is no temple to him. Temples require rent, and rent is unfortunately man's making. That is my error, and that is the church's error. But we don't have a better system in place. They live, though, and we will certainly take care of them for nothing. But I'm afraid that without such donations, these individuals may never yet regain their full consciousness. But that's the kind of life you choose when you become an adventurer, is it not?
Can we come up with some type of terms of contract?
Contracts are devil works. That's not really. And then an individual interrupts them and he goes, "Hang about. I may be able to offer a way out from here." From the corner, you see a gnome. A gnome with no beard, no facial hair, completely bald, with a very bulbous nose to the front of him. He has a series of scratched up robes, the edges of them at his long sleeves and poorly fitting, like, robe edges seemingly charred from those bits and pieces. It looks as though those robes were once fine, but have now long since kind of been worn and torn about as he's worn them probably daily. Sandals that also appear to be quite rough and worn in. He comes forward and he says, "I don't mind paying for the service if we'll come to an arrangement." The brother Devon replies to say that, "Well, that's very generous of you, sir. Will you be able to pay for them now?" And the gnome reluctantly goes, Not quite yet. Just keep them safe, and I will help. I will get back to you. I know where your church is. Don't worry, brother Devon. Um, and he just goes, oh, very well. Well then, I would like you to say your goodbyes before we look after these two.
Poor Seps.
Yep. Well, that pretty much sums up the goodbyes. Caden,
I
okay.
don't really know what to say. I mean, they're brain dead. Can they even? I don't think they can even hear us anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a fair reason not to say anything at all.
I think it might have been Andy who was carrying all of our rations. So grab them off her.
Oh yeah. The brother Devon is just like waste not, want not.
And
So-
do we trust these people to leave the valuables on these two? Should
Listen,
we take their gold off them for safekeeping? I asked Tolan.
there's no one in this tavern of adventurers that has any qualm, any single hesitation when watching you loot a member of your team. Just do it.
Yeah.
There is no judgment here.
We take everything, even the alchemy jug.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
especially.
the alchemy jug was the
Yeah.
the group need anyway.
Then I will strangle someone if you forget it.
Exactly.
I
No,
will get the potion of healing from Bolvar.
yes. Their character sheets are
And
all available to you, so loot them the hell
Yep.
until they're bare, and yeah, it's all good. Make sure to delete them once you copy it over.
Bolvar, did your glaive disappear?
Yes,
Why?
Damn, my character was interested in that glaive.
it's a packed glaive. I summoned it.
Ah, that's really cool. It's like locked in your own little pocket dimension until you get to like restore your powers again. Man, that's actually that's pretty badass.
Tolan, do you have a healing potion of your own?
No, I
Ooh,
do
ooh.
not.
Alright, well Bolvar's got one on him. You can have that.
Okay, we'll just loot them like crazy.
How much
Yeah.
did he pay for this splint armor? Maybe we could sell it off and just give it to them naked.
Dude, no one in this place will judge you. If there was a place in Waterdeep,
I wasn't
that
asking if the judge, I was asking Tolan.
okay,
I will take the signed copy of Volley's Guide to Monsters.
very good, very sensible, very wise. Looking at the page entry for intellect devours might have told you about this. A very key example of not knowing your enemies, eh?
Mm.
Well, that was my next step if I didn't roll well on my investigation check.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was going to be, let's have a look at this book and see if...
Its first entry would have been, beware, they will try to enter your minds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, fair enough. So, you loot them, you make sure you copy everything across, and then Brother Devon shimmies them away, leaving you with this gnome. The gnome comes forward, and he basically says, wow, I ain't got a fancy name that's usually used around these parts. My name's Matthew. I usually tinker around in a bit of alchemy. It makes enough money that means I can pay for this job that you both need, but I will be needing something from you guys. You up for it?
I raise an eyebrow in curiosity.
Well, something that will make me a lot of money, definitely more than it is to pay off for your guys' treatment, is, you ever heard of people that are petrified?
Yeah, of course.
Right. So, petrified creatures, like most people, require some extreme healing. About the kind of level of healing this priest, Brother Devon, is going to give your catties. Now, I want to do a similar service, but I don't need to be locked into a series of spell casts a day. I can mass produce a little solution if I can get my hands on some basilisk gut juice, or, digestive enzymes. There's something there. When a basilisk looks you in the eye, they turn you to stone. But they then kind of barf a little bit on that statue that they've petrified, and it turns them back into flesh. They do that so they can digest them. Now, if you can find for me a basilisk, and you can get me a good hoard, I don't mean like a little vial, I mean a good jug full of its gastric kind of juices, that will make me more than enough money to pay for your other guy's treatment. And I can help heal and undo the petrification on other adventurers that gets brought up here. And then I get the church donation money, he says, like rubbing his hands together. Sound good?
I looked at all. So it looks like we're looking for basilisk vomit.
Oh, it sounds lovely.
It will be, yes. Make sure you do get as much as you can by any means necessary. He gives a wink. But he also just says that there's no rush job on this, but there was a team. And the reason I bring this to the Yawning Portal is there was a team that did venture quite a way around in the dungeon. They talked. I wasn't there to hear the stories, but I heard from leftover chatter that there were from another group. They saw a subsection of the first floor that many hadn't ventured or seen before, and one of them was turned to stone. Now, this could be a Medusa, and if that is the case, I pray to the gods for your safety, but it could be a basilisk, and if it's a basilisk, then we are in luck. Don't you agree?
As
Yes.
soon as he mentioned Medusa, I'm like, I think I might look to buy a mirror before we go down there.
He gives a
Just
snap
in
of his fingers and like finger guns you as he's just like, yeah, look at this guy. He's pretty smart.
I am aware.
Awesome. So yeah, a mirror will be an easy thing to buy. We can mark that up off for like 5 silver. Done.
5 silver for a mirror. Wonderful.
Done. No questions asked. You can just get that sold here. Someone has one on hand, and you buy it over the
Yeah.
counter.
All good.
Now, Dernan basically intercedes this kind of discussion as he's looked over, and he goes, people fly and flew through this place daily. Give it a day or two, you should have some new individuals that might be willing to join you. Just give it a moment, take a while. It would not be the first group to have tasted the... Whoa, goodness me, Kadam, that was exploding my mind with clicks. Anyway, never mind. Durnham was just saying that take a moment, take a while here. It's not the first time a group has entered the dungeon, tasted its dangers, and have turned away, so please don't feel any shame in turning back now. But if you want to stay, you're welcome to stay.
I mean, what do you reckon, Tolan? Should we go back down by ourselves, or will we try to get a couple more allies?
I think what transpired, we were be remiss if we didn't get allies. We can't do this alone.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, I have your back, but you saw how fast those bugbears, those nasties inside their heads, wiped us out less than 3 minutes, or in 3 candle wicks, and we need help. We can't do this alone.
All right. Well, I guess let's. I took a pretty heavy hit from I think it was a Morning Star, from a bugbear as well. So I'm pretty jacked up. I guess let's take a seat, rest up a bit, and see if anyone arrives.
Certainly. So you guys rest, and you have a pretty quiet evening. The first half of that evening is spent with everyone having a jab at you, and how poorly you were turned to mush in that dungeon. And then the other
My
half,
character is very quick to tell all of them that it wasn't my fault.
yeah.
I'm fine. It was those two. They just weren't smart enough. And getting very defensive whenever they sort of question my abilities.
Nice, nice. Okay, yeah. So, such natural conflict sets you guys kind of to be in the corner. And then at the later half, people kind of melt and become much more sympathetic to you guys, wishing you luck and wishing your friends the best. And you kind of sleep in the bar. It's a bit rough. You guys are very tired and hurt, so the bar is more than enough for you. Dacto and Tolin, I want you please both to make me a wisdom saving throw.
If this has to do with magic, then I get advantage.
It does have something to do with. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so tell me, quote the ability.
It's alright, my first roll was higher anyway, but
Yeah.
let me just find the...
I mean, if it's like a spell effect.
How do I share it? It's a gnome thing. Gnomes have advantage on
And
those
that-
3 checks against
And it
magic.
doesn't mean if it's magic or not, it's just those saving throws. So that's all cool. You do have advantage in this case. Tolin, you're fine. And Dak, you're very fine. But I will tell you the following. That night, you guys can't stop thinking about what could be around the next corner. In fact, Dacto, for yourself, as you dream that night, you can't help but picture things through your owl's eyes. You kind of deconstruct and open up this dungeon as you go, with your owl seeing through the darkness. Square room after square room, corridors opening up to one another, several of them perhaps waterlogged, one or two of them with traps that swing about, darkness that engulfs everything in this unlit cavernous, hollowed out cavern. But your mind can't not think this. Your mind kind of feels like it's reforming and reshaping to become a labyrinth through which you push your own psyche through to explore each corner. And the most disturbing thing is that this doesn't feel entirely bad. But this is only a passing dream. This is nothing more. And the result of a poor situation involving psionic intellect devourers, nothing more, surely. The next day comes. The bar is pretty quiet, as is usually the kind of situation, but veterans who have once or twice taken on the dungeon itself sit around quietly sipping some drinks, and a few of them standing near the entryway itself, kind of reminiscing on their entrances as they went down in there. What then interests you guys as you are looking this over is before you, talking to DoMM, you see a collection of about 5 individuals. One of which is a dwarf who kind of appears stocky and well, he doesn't appear that way. He appears kind of shady with a cloak over his back, and his black matted hair sticks very closely to his huge mutton chop like jawbones. Flanked beside him, you see a priestess. She appears quite fair, with some nice kind of ebony hair to herself, and her robes are tinted with a kind of sad greyness to them, with a few like silver trimmings along her luxuriously black robes. Another seems to be a human, very stocky and firm, as he's clad in some heavy armor. And another individual appears to be another human, with some brown hair to him. Attached to his back, you can also see that he has to his side a long sword, which appears particularly nice and fanciful, and the guy has a series of cuts and bruises to him. And finally, flanking that little side away from the priestess, you see a tiefling. This tiefling is this tiefling has red skin, horns, tail, and kind of follows. Well, he kind of doesn't follow her. She has a brighter garb, but Tolin or Dacto, make me a perception check, please.
You go for it.
All right, so there's nothing really remarkable about this tiefling. He is just standing behind her, but you do observe that he is adorned with a lute, which gives you the impression that he might just be a bard kind of individual. So these all walk up and rock up to Durnan as they basically pay him over the counter. And Durnan basically gives a loudish kind of good luck. And he summons for the winch to come by. As you see these individuals kind of walk by, you can hear the five of them, the quadruple not sextuple, the five tuples.
Quintuple?
Thank you, the quintuple, yes. The quintuple, moving as one, sneering and snickering to each other, nudging their shoulders, like nudging their elbows to one another. The priestess not looking impressed. The others promising to be richer than kings as they all get into that bucket, kind of arguing a little bit with each other as everyone's getting in each other's space as they kind of go down. But before they do, one of them, the bard, the tiefling, kind of goes, "Mark my words, the fine fellows of Daggerford will be the ones to take home the king's ransom of the Mad Mage's dungeon." Ha 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 ha! He says as he drifts out into the vacuumous void of the cavern. Now, the day has truly begun for you guys. As it goes on, you're kind of waiting for the nightlife to pick up. As you do so, on this first day, you guys see a very nice. Okay, let's do this properly. Before you first see a woman of average height with short reddish brown hair and a feather clasp on her ear. She has a very determined, surefire kind of look to her expression, while she is heavily armed with various weaponry and clothes that look well made for an adventurer to have. And that would be your character, Inde. And your character kind of steps up, is looking around, and you have heard from rumors around town that there was a recent group that barely got out alive, and you can see the pair of them kind of quietly sitting and nibbling food and polishing a mirror as they're kind of sitting around quietly to themselves. How do you respond?
I just approach towards them and just speak. Hill, I assume you two are the ones that came back from the dungeon early?
Yeah, that's us. And I'm sort of like with a bit of a sigh as though I'm like ready to be ridiculed again.
Yeah.
Oh no, oh no, sir, you can keep the side to yourself. I'm here just for the sake of finding more people to jump into the dungeon at least. That's what the good Sir Dernan told.
You're looking to go into the dungeon.
Yes, after all, an adventurer's dream is jumping into a dungeon like this. After all,
Are you insane?
that's what they call when someone tries to gain honor for a noble title. After all, it doesn't matter where or when or how you do it. In the end, it's the result that matters.
Oh, so you're going to be going first.
We'll see. Depends on if there is enough. Because even as brash as I am, I know that going alone is stupid.
I
Dak
like it.
sort
You
of
show
looks
wisdom.
up and down. What do you have like weapons and armor on? What sort of vibe
Just
do we get from you?
standing there with a cloak, some leather armor, various weaponry like a rapier, a short sword, a few hand axes, a longbow, just strapped all over.
Damn.
Fighter,
I
man. You gotta have everything.
whispered to Tolan, well, she's got a longbow that you wanted, so if we take her and she falls.
Well, no, she's ready for war. I'm no fool. Even my martial arts can't guarantee victory, but she can always go first.
I like the side story I just imagined to myself, where you guys have like a comic book series where you're like, oh hey, you're looking to go into the dungeon? What a coincidence, so is we. And you make sure you're always ready to loot them when they die ahead of you. You get
That's
stacked
our
with
side business. We
you
just get people killed and loot them.
you get stacked with loot until you're ready to do this at a level 20th like style. Sorry. Just
Yeah,
wanted to
we need to
share
kill these
that.
characters, so like we
Oh
need a
man.
druid to join our party, so we can loot a druid, and then yeah.
Sounds like a start of a villain story, man.
Hmm.
Well, I say to the new lady, I say, well, pull up a seat and tell us about yourself, then I guess.
Well, much obliged, and I'll take a seat and order.
You've gone a bit quiet there.
Oh yeah, I'll just take a seat and order a drink for a light drink from Dernan.
Hmm.
Oh, I like you.
Yeah, the easy way. And then what's it? They take out their alchemist jug and they get how much beer or ale for free?
I didn't take out my alchemist jug.
I'm just
This is
interested.
a stranger.
I'm
Oh
just
yeah, per pouring is like 1 gallon or something.
nice.
And that's saved for water. Well,
Yeah.
maybe not on a day like this, but
Yeah, you can do 10 gallons a day, so it doesn't matter.
Donan comes over and he pats you on the shoulder, Irina, and he basically says that heads up, we should be seeing 2 more tomorrow. They are just finding their way through the city and will be joining you guys tomorrow morning. I don't know much about them aside from the fact one is a noble and the other is rather scary. Good luck.
sort of raise an eyebrow.
Yeah.
Well, it's looking like a colorful start. Don't
Right then. So, you guys take another chill day. Dacto, all the while polishing your mirror, no doubt.
Always polishing it. I will change my spells around a bit though, and well, at some point during the day, I would like to cast Identify just as a ritual on that nice looking wooden whistle that we found when we went down below, just to see if it is magical at all.
Oh right, yeah, excellent. Excellent. So, do we still get to roll? Oh, yes you do, Irina. Yes you do. Yes you do. Same for you guys too. You each get a magic item that you're gonna roll for me. A bit late to do that, but we can still
Oh
do it.
yeah, I actually forgot about it.
Yeah, let's do those D100s from the other very patient players that have been sitting behind waiting to be introduced. Give me all D100s. It's interesting, Bolvar. I'm pretty sure that's somewhere on the potion scale.
The name?
Everybody keeps dying so they can all roll 1D100 items. Oh goodness.
Oh
me.
yeah, check what
Something
all the
I-
100
something I
items.
want, Something I want.
Yes, well that is also the case. You know, it's got to be something you want. Okay. Yeah, this was the table. Okay, so Bolvar, you get a potion of superior healing.
Oh, that's actually nice.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Irina, you get a potion of gaseous form. Just remember the name, and you should be able to grab that from the compendium into your character sheet. Nozak, you get a potion of heroism.
Wow, all of these are useful. Damn.
Every magic item is useful. All just comes down to situation.
Do that.
And usually you just roll like your coinage, just in your own time. 1d4 times 100 is your coin, and then plus starting gold. Now, Arena, you take out your potion of gaseous form, you polish it a little bit, so you have another 100 gold pieces to your person. And, you eat, you drink, you polish. Why is the main downtime activity I planned for you guys polishing? I don't know. Just making sure you're really shiny when you go in there.
If that's what the kids call it these days.
I'll probably shop earlier,
What
right?
would we, what
Yeah.
would we roll for
Since I'm
gold?
only just gonna buy a chain shirt.
Very good, very good. Yes, you can deal with any kind of purchases you want right away. I will just consider it done. You don't need to check up with me. Take the details from the player's handbook on equipment. It is just done. You spend. You don't need my permission to buy or sell anything from the player's handbook on equipment. Now then, the next day comes by, and walking in through the front door is a right mixed-matched pair. First of all, you see a pretty handsome, if I'm right in saying so. Yes, a very handsome human male walking in with sleek black hair that goes down to his shoulders. As you can see, he has some garb that definitely reflects somebody of a noble status. Seeing as what I can see from your character sheet, what kind of instrument, if any, do you use, Cecil?
Well, he has, let's see, he has a lute with him and a rapier and a dagger on his belt.
Very good. So, good old lute guitar, certainly. And of course, he is armed as well. Very finessed kind of rapier, very fancy, sure. But beside him, flanked beside him, you swear that all of your spines go a little bit cold as this hill dwarf, with these like nasty looking eyes, these dark, nasty sort of cloak on, aligned with spikes and skulls, kind of walks in with a very shady staff. And a short with very pale skin and grey hair, with white stripes, like someone who's been scared to death or has tasted death in his time. Stephanie walks in, very dark and draped over. But the pair seems to come together, and this seems to be the two that you guys are waiting on.
I think the taller one that looks like a noble. I think he's the scary one.
Okay, all right. What, you think he's Stroud with that haircut?
No, that's just what I was saying, the tall one.
Oh, okay. But as for Cecil and Nozak, you can see the collection of three people sitting around quietly, who you've heard are the team that had some trouble getting any progress in the dungeon, and might well need your help.
All right. I'm gonna walk up to them and just kind of bring up. So I've heard you guys had a little trouble down there. Not the smartest group, huh?
Oh damn! Oh dip!
We have ourselves a bard. He must be singing some type of joke.
No. I mean, just a few bugbears, and next thing you know, you guys are already back up. I'm not trying to rub it in, but rather just bring up that I myself have done a lot of studying and may be of great use for you. I'm very willing to pass information I have along.
You have experience in these types of things? Dwelling below where all the nasties run?
I mean, I've spent some time in the under canyon, whatever. Not in this specific dungeon, but I've studied many dark things in my time.
Would you have an issue of joining our party? We need someone of experience, but how can we trust you?
I mean, I don't really have a way to prove myself or give you any reason to trust me, but I am interested in joining. I seek some people or some creatures down there that I may come across. So I am looking for somebody to help me in my quest. Because while knowledgeable, that gives me enough knowledge to know I should not go alone.
Or do you consider yourself a fighter, or what type of skills do you bring besides playful words?
Yeah, so I myself don't do much fighting and don't really like to talk about what I bring too much in the open, but once we're down there, I'm sure I could show you a few things.
Nice. Okay.
So you're a reader of tombs and things.
No, not so much raider as much as I really just seek knowledge. I mean, I've studied the arcane arts and found that its laws and rules were too limiting, and so now I seek greater things.
Mm-hmm. Very
Well,
nice.
I'm in search of brethren, as my good friend Dak here. We've just become close friends. I consider my brother, and my scaly friend. We just decided to meet up now. You are, with Dak's blessing, able to join. I
The
will
camera
write.
pans to Dak, and he's just giving Nozak the biggest stink eye.
No, yeah, no one was there. The stink eye is real as much as the spone chilling sensation of death that goes up yours. Cecil, what do you say to these guys?
Well, I woke up and said, "Take a seat at the table. Hello, my name is Cecil Hesselheim. I also heard that you run into some trouble and you would really need a partner like me when you go down there. Everybody needs a partner like me."
What are you?
Adventurer extraordinaire at
Mm.
your service.
I hope you have thick armor, besides a thick skull.
Thick armor is not my style.
I was almost expecting you to say thick
definitely-
armor is thick. I don't know. The pause was like I was just thinking that.
I prefer to not get hit than have armor that protects me if I get hit.
Well, right then. So after introductions have been done by each and every one of you, you settle up and begin to plan your assault into the dungeon the next day over. Dacto and Holland give you a rundown of what, if anything, they were able to see, describing the corridor with demon-like reliefs that were set into the walls, wanting them becoming animate, with an old man's face coming alive as he cackles and laughs down at the rest of you guys. You describe the bugbears and the intellect devourers that so quickly broke the minds of your two friends, and you relay all the dangers that you saw down there. And basically, you've also explained the various deals you've got with the various members of the Yawning Portal that were present, not to which forgetting your magic item buyer who is in the area. But let's actually wait for you guys to get some actual loot.
Well, you didn't tell me anything about my whistle when I cast Identifier.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I not? I apologize. Well, I'm glad you reminded me. It's very important. The whistle, when brought, it is a magic item. When brought to your lips, it requires the verbal and semantic components to cast with. These are required. As an action, you blow into the whistle, and then the whistle makes a loud noise within the nearest 100 feet. It's a common magic item, some might say.
So it's just a whistle.
Yes. But hey, it could be magical, you know? You know what?
Well, I cast Identify on it, so I should know.
It's not magical, no. I'm sorry.
It's fancy though.
Yeah, it's nice and engraved and carved. It definitely looks like it was chipped away out of one piece of wood. That much is definitely can be said for it. Alrighty then. So, with all that being said and done, the third day comes around since your first entrance into the dungeon, and early that morning, you guys get ready to venture in. If you are ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yep.
I turned
Unless
it
we
back.
want to buy more rations or
There were two people that were talking, and I couldn't make out what either one said. Would you please care to repeat that?
I turned it back and asked if he's ready.
I mean, as ready as gonna be. We'll see how these two do.
Very, very good. You guys assemble back into your buckets, and you make your way back down into the cavernous gloom of the dungeon. It is exactly as you remember seeing it before. Dark, gloomy, lightless, nothing but hollow kind of sounds coming from the distance as the stagnant air is rotten with dead things that have long since been buried here. Nozak, for you, the ground you're standing in alone has enough bones in to animate an amalgamation of a humanoid alone. So for you, you're just like, oh, sweet, I can really do some
Mhm.
magic around here.
I'm gonna. Are there any like strong? Like, is it? You obviously there's like bone and stuff all over the ground, but like there were bugbears earlier. Are there any dead corpses that are more
Fresh.
bugberry or bigger? Yeah.
That's waiting for you around the corner, given what the guys have told you. You know, there's two prime corpses waiting for your delicious touch to come by.
Okay.
Yeah, so the room we're in has got like a bunch of shields around, I believe. I don't know if you want to just give a quick description for our new player here.
There is quite a right. That's right. There is a collection of shields that do line around the place, and if I remember, you did accidentally knock one over, and it did say, "Beyond the pillar forest, the mad mage waits, casting spells behind magic gates." In Infernal.
Okay. Well, since Tolan was so interested in what I can do, I'm gonna say, well, before we continue, let me give you a quick example, and I'm going to kind of bend over and pick up a little bit of the bone dust off of the ground, and then I assume I can find a piece of flesh nearby.
No.
Okay, well then I'll wait till we're around the corner.
Yes. There is no flesh that's still ripe in this little bit here. This is very dark and crispy at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Do we have any light down here?
you do not have any light down here. A majority of you use dark vision, as you did before. If you would like to strike a torch, this torch could not be more prime and useful for you. And I understand, being a human, you will need a torch.
Oh yes.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I guess that one.
Very well. You cast light over your hands, or perhaps over a piece of wood that holds the light at the top of it, looking very similar to a torch that you then hold and carry around with you. Perhaps.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Very nice.
Or something that I can. Why does it whisper it to DM?
You do a /W, and then you go GM or something like that.
Yeah, but that one did whisper too.
Alright, that is because it is a new character sheet and at the cogwheel
Yeah,
to
I
the
changed
right.
it now.
Yeah, very good. But cool, you did the light spell. Not bad at all, dude.
I do. I cast it on my arcane focus. I have a crystal. Then I can hold it in my hand, and if you will need to dampen the light, I can put it in a pocket or something.
All right. Since you are using light, let's give you a bit of a light. You emit like 40 feet, and it begins to dim after 20. There we go. Alrighty, very nice. That is 2 empty boxes. Now, you guys are able, should you be willing, to move your characters. You can begin exploring these dungeons. Move your characters as you see fit. You have control. I will alert you when something changes.
Moving.
I will hold my hand forward and say, well, after you guys then.
Moving slowly over here, trying to not to step so much on the bones. God damn, it's really dirty down here.
Yeah, that is true. That it is. Don't forget, your torch can all be accessible, so go ahead and grab it. And bring it along. Keep moving. You got a way to go. That's it. That's it. This is all going to be like kind of semi-real time, so nothing new is going to happen unless the guys move, so it's up to you to start moving through this dungeon bit by bit.
My owl at the moment is just sitting on my shoulder.
Very good. Very nice. Very nice. That's it. See, you guys are doing it. You guys are doing it. Very good. I'll be explaining what happens like around each corner as you pass it. Now, you keep moving. Nozak, you are hopeful and awaiting 2 prime corpses for you to come and collect. They are now gone.
Oh, man.
I know. It's sad. But unfortunately...
I point out the fact that this is where we dropped the bugbears, and they were right there.
You actually see all the evidence of the fight prior. Bloodstains and dried necrotized blood from the Toll the Dead that was necrotifying one of the others have since kind of gone. The statue over at this side that laughed at you, having turned somewhat, appears back in the shape of a Nalfeshne, a large boar-like bipedal devil rather. All right. Well, continue to move, guys. Yep, you're lost. You didn't move.
There he goes.
Yeah. Well, you can always see your guy even when you're not present. So, yeah, this is just to make sure you guys aren't quietly masturbating to something on Red Tube or whatever while the session goes on without you.
Yeah, let him multitask. Come on.
Awesome. Alrighty. So, up ahead, as you continue to move, hopefully, still moving your tokens, you can see there is the pillars that are all lined up in a series of messes here. Now, Irina, as you're getting closer, there is something that does attract your attention and Nozak's attention not far behind. There is a snake skeleton of a giant constrictor snake that is coiling around the top half of the northernmost pillar, being this one right here. It is a large constrictor snake, so if I get...
I think you like locked my character there. I can't move him away from there now.
I have not locked any character. You can move as you like.
Weird. It wouldn't let me move till he moved again. Anyways.
That will just be down to, what would that be? Just disconnections or reconnections or whatever. Right. Giant constrictor snake. There we go.
Oh, if you could bring that giant constrictor thing to life, that would be pretty sick.
That would be pretty sick, which is why I'm getting the stats for it just in case. So before you, this is not a real snake. It is just the skeleton of one. But it does look much like this, to these scales long and winding along the upper half of this pillar. What would you like to do, Dacto? If you can do anything at all. Not Dacto, Nozak rather.
Let me make sure it doesn't have to be like fleshier. If I can still do it. 1 sec.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna inspect the pillars.
Oh, very good. Very, very, very interesting. Make an investigation check, please.
Why did I close my character sheet? I should always have that up.
You can double tap the header to make it minimized. So yeah. All right, Dacto. You inspect the southernmost pillar, and you can tell, and you see that there is a loose rock at the base, and behind it there is a hidden compartment.
I will eagerly pull out the loose rock and search the compartment.
Yes, the compartment holds a tiny little ornately carved jewelry box.
Well, I'm grabbing that, aren't I?
Exactly, yes. I take it you
So-
open it up?
I should check for traps, but I don't. I open it up.
You don't open it up. Okay, very good.
No, I do open it up.
Very
I said
good.
I should check for traps, but I don't do that. Instead, I just open it up.
With bated breath, you open the chest up and you wait for your Christmas presents to come before you. And inside the little wooden box, you see a note.
I will look at the note.
When you see there, you see on the inside, written in a very luxurious form of common, courtesy of F.F.D.
Fucking dicks.
Mm-hmm.
It's empty. You said it's an ornate box, though, so it might be worth something. The box itself, who knows?
It may well be worth something, yes. With an investigation like 19 sitting around, I don't mind saying that this could possibly be sold for about 10 gold pieces.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Every bit helps.
Every little bit helps.
So looking at the snake, can I what size is it?
Giant. So it is a
So-
large size by definition.
Okay, then I can do nothing.
Oh, I'll remove him. Poor snake. However, I actually fucking forgot a very important fact. The bugbears were cleaned up. I maintain that. But back in that area, I forgot to remind you of a Genku skeleton that is left on the floor. It sits there and it points to the south, right from its position, right to the statue that's kind of laughing. A Genku skeleton that lies on the ground. I did forget to say that. But he's right here. Right where the owl is. I don't know about your rules, but he's a humanoid, and he's not huge, and he's a intact skeleton.
Okay, I don't know what a Genku is, but
A Genku is like a small bird-like kind of creature. You can see that this has like a beak to it, as it is no bigger than a dwarf.
Kenku. They're cool.
yeah, Kenku. I know those. I'm not too interested in him.
Oh, okay.
You're
Oh, the
really-
anticipation it builds.
I know. When he summons something from the dead, it has to be like an eldritch knight now, just to be
Yeah,
full
I
of
mean,
badass.
It's got to be like at least a giant with the size of medium for some reason.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Go on.
send my owl 10 feet in each direction just to get a quick glance at what's to come in each corridor. So just to the top of the stairs, essentially.
Alrighty.
So
Alright.
left one first.
Looking to the left. Looking to the left. Along this corridor, the owl can see a series of niches. In each niche, there appears to be in a 3-foot deep recess, a mirror, lining each one, a mirror in each one of these little niches, and there seems to be like 16 niches that go all the way across to the other end.
Okay. South.
Going south, the corridor continues on past sight, just falling into darkness with its long distance.
And north.
To the north, you see a turning to the right and a T-junction beyond that, but otherwise... Excuse me, your owl sneezes. But aside from... Oh, excuse me. Achoo-hoo! Sorry, that's much better. I feel much better about this now. But to the other direction, your owl just sees a continuation to the corridors. Unremarkable.
Okay, I will relay that to the group. So which way you want to go?
Well, it feels like it doesn't really matter too much. We have not much information to go of, so just pick a direction and go.
Assuming we're all standing in this room, would I see those writings on the wall he saw earlier?
What's that?
The writing that was on this wall that he saw earlier, do I see that?
Oh,
'Cause, like,
yeah.
nobody's pointed it out, so...
Yeah, it is present still, and it is clearly readable for everybody present. Still saying, certain death this way, with an arrow that points towards the southern entryway.
Well, after seeing that, I'm going to say I would suggest we don't go that way yet, considering how the party fared last time. So maybe take an easier route first.
Well, do we know what's easier?
What's that?
Well, do we know what route is easier?
You do not know what route is easier.
Exactly. So
But we...
just pick a direction and go.
Dacto pulls out a dice. We
Oh.
go north.
Very nice, very nice. I will mention one more thing before you move on that I forgot to say. In the middle of this corridor, right in the center there, you see a torch stub that is black with being burnt out, blackened with fire. But other than that, you guys will go north. Advance as you see fit. Move your tokens as you see fit. That's it. Arena has lots of steps.
That way, right?
Yep.
Correct.
You see a series of steps before you, and Irina takes the bold move to go ahead of them. Come on, don't be shy. Don't be moving in 5 feet steps.
And my guys hanging back.
Very good. So you can see that there is a doorway to your right that leads across that little entryway for the next like 30 feet or so before going into there.
Well, we should at
There's a
least
curious
check out that
doorway.
door.
I'm sorry, Shonga, your microphone on your phone has made you sound distant to a point we weren't sure if you were talking.
Yeah. We should check out that door.
Yeah.
That's much better volume.
Yes.
Yeah, I
sure.
had my microphone away and forgot to move it back.
Mm-hmm.
This whole time. Yeah, let's check that door out.
Yeah, I'll inspect the door first.
Very good.
Yeah.
The door is unlocked and you open it easily. Is there... Let's see. I need to mess about with a layer. Aha, yes. Nope, not a beam of...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There
Don't
we
go
go.
there.
There we go. Yes. So, when you guys go in here, now that you've opened the door, you hear wailings and echoes of incoherent, ghostly kind of chatter. Things that kind of move like...
I slowly close back the door.
Very good, but before you do that, You can see in the other edge of the room, standing in the middle, there is a unadorned piece of wooden armor that rests in the middle of the room, with a faintly glowing longsword stabbed into it. And at the base of the stand lies the skeletal remains of a hand amid stains of dried blood. And then you close the door.
So, ghostly wailings and a sword on a wooden statue.
Mhm.
What kind of woman do all of you think?
You said you saw some undead stuff in there?
Yeah, you should. I think you should have experience with undead. I see.
A little.
Well, I guess the ghostly wailings are up to your forte then.
What was the last thing you said?
I guess those ghostly wailings are your specialty then. Maybe you should check it out.
I mean, I'm not so much with ghosts, more like skeletons, zombies, stuff like that. But I mean, if we want to check it out, I could definitely study them, but I'm not going to lead the way.
Without any magic users or magical weapons, I suggest we keep the door closed.
Just open it up about half a foot for me.
I can do that.
Yep.
And
I'll
then
open it
the
just a little
owl
crack.
goes into.
There we go. I like this, actually. Yes, you put your owl in there. Do you close the door on your owl, or you just like keep it at quarter foot
I'm
open?
right at the back. I'm not
Okay.
controlling the door.
All right. So,
I can't get the torch in there to look around.
yeah, I like that because you've opened your door a smidge. So this torch is representational. Ha.
Well, I'm looking through the owl's eyes, and he has dark vision. So
Yes, of course. Do you get to see through the owl? I'm not sure if I've set that up right.
Yep.
All right, awesome. So yeah, you see the room, and as I said, a faintly glowing sword is stabbed deep through the wooden armor that seems to be standing here in this sort of middle of the room. The skeletal hand with dried blood caked around it, sitting right before this this whole situation. Now, when your owl goes around to the corner here, still hearing the
Making sure not to touch anything, by the way.
making sure not to touch anything, fair enough. These coos and these whines of these weird voices continue to flutter into this room. But let's see, what are we after?
I'm narrating this to the group the
Yeah.
same way you are to me.
As you are seeing the southern side here, you can see that there are two eye holes that are carved into about 5 feet up from the bottom that the owl pierced through, and you can see the cavern on the other side. You can see the walkway on the other side. Basically, there's a secret spying hole that way.
I could take 10 minutes and turn my owl into a spider and have him go in, but that would also cost 10 gold. So I relayed this to the group. I don't see any enemies in the vicinity, which you can just hear the wailing. And yeah, that glowing sword stuck into a wooden.
Well, let's go and check it out then.
All right.
But just don't touch the sword until
No.
I've had a look at it.
All right. Well, you guys come on in. Whoops, someone stands over the other. Yes. So the statue is standing right here in the middle. And there really is just like one question. Who interacts with it? Or who touches it? Or who casts Identify on it?
That's the answer. Dacto will cast Identify because he is familiar with magical traps and stuff.
Very good. Wow, you're already going to be on your second 4th level spell slot. All right, very good. Cast a spell for me, please. just by popping it in the chat.
Oh, I forgot to prepare identify, so it'll have to be a ritual spell. If people are happy with me sitting down for 10 minutes,
I'm sure they
or
are.
someone just wants to grab it.
I mean,
I will.
People
it's
happy
too
waiting. I
suspicious to be
start.
grabbing it.
I will have Lynn finish off what they were saying first, please.
Yeah, I just tell them it's too suspicious to be grabbing it because you don't touch anything in a dungeon that. So yeah, we'll wait for him.
Especially with an attached skeletal hand. That might have been the last person to try and grab the sword.
Not attached on the ground before it, but yeah,
Oh,
probably.
yeah, still might have been the last person that tried to take the sword. So
Very possible.
I sit down and start casting my ritual, and if anyone grabs it before then because they get bored, that's up to them.
Yep.
While he, oh, go ahead.
What's that, dyslexic?
I was just gonna say while he's doing his ritual, I'm going to I assume is there still like bone on the ground here? Well, there's even the bone hand, so
Yeah, the bow in hand. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna take one of the small knives out of my backpack and cut off a bit of my the tip of my finger.
Ooh,
and...
why the tip? Why not go with I don't know. Go with like a mole off your. Go for like a mole on your face or something, you know?
I don't have moles. Come on, I have good body care.
Okay.
Minus the many scars from where I've cut off little pieces of my body.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna crush up the bones a little bit with the blunt end of my knife and kind of stir around some of the blood, my bit of finger, and the bone dust, and cast Animate Dead.
Oh, this is gross. I love it. They have the exact thing for this situation. So through your magic, you actually kind of give it a little bit of extra potency, and you. No, don't be. What? I don't. There is an animated hand monster. I know it exists. Why can't?
Well, I'm not doing that though.
But when you animate it, it's the exact thing it would animate into. The exact thing.
No, I'm not using my necromancy thing. I'm using the actual spell Animate Dead, and that just creates either a skeleton or a zombie, depending on what the target was. If it was bone or flesh.
Oh,
so not a crawling claw.
Right? No,
no.
All right, no. Choose a. This isn't really a pile of a whole humanoid. Raising it. The target becomes a skeleton if you choose bones of a zombie. I get what.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, you can't bring about. I will certainly allow you to make a little animated hand, but you do not have enough of a corpse to reconstitute its entire body. That it was a cool description, but you are missing a lot of the body from just a hand.
Okay. We'll save that description for when we come across something I can cast it on then.
I just want to find this animated hand.
It's called a crawling claw.
That will be why. Right. You can absolutely 5 trillion% have a claw right now. That is no problem.
It'd be cool to have the necromancer with a crawling claw as your familiar. That'd be pretty sick.
It's not really a familiar. It's my form of combat. So
they just popped into my head.
I mean, if you've come this far and cast the spell, I got to give you a crawling claw for free. Really, I feel I owe you that. So
I guess my Animate Dead will get a crawling claw instead of a whole skeleton.
Once you get a whole skeleton, yeah, definitely.
We just need to find a skeleton without a hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or just break a hand off of a skeleton. And then
but a hand can be dangerous. Haven't you seen Evil Dead? The old one, number 2.
There you go.
Yeah,
Your little
maybe
hand.
maybe you can roleplay it next time as like if you find the rest of a body, you sort of attach the hand, and the hand brings the rest of it to life. And you have the whole body.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And every time you get a new summon, not summon, a new dead thing, you just chop off its hand and poke this one in, becoming a more experienced dead hand.
Yeah.
Do we have to split XP with the dead hand?
Maybe. No, we're not doing. We're not doing XP. We're doing milestone.
Yeah.
It is.
Um,
You can absolutely have a lesser hand of Vecna. Absolutely. If you want it to be.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. You can call it the lesser hand of Vecna. That's totally fine with me. You
So
know-
I see you studied under the school of necromancy, dwarf.
Aren't you doing a ritual?
Touche. As I sort of just like look back down and continue. Oh shit, you lost concentration.
Oh no! You have to restart all over. I've given in your character the control over lesser. Oh, why did it update its name? Oh, okay, I did update its name, but it didn't choose to update its name. The hell.
Hey, Roll20's been a bit slow for me today as well, so I don't know if that's just a thing that's happening.
Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
it's been acting up a little bit for me too.
Oh well, we move on. You have a lesser hand
Well,
effect.
the rest of you guys got 10 minutes to do what you want to do with before my spell completes.
Yeah. Now, going back to the sword, with your detect magic, you can reveal the sword is in fact magical. It sheds.
I'm not casting Detect Magic, I'm casting Identify. So if that changes anything.
Your identify reveals that it is a magic sword that spreads dim light in the nearby 10 feet radius. Identify. Let's see. Well, how much do you get? Use an object. If it is magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement. How many charges that you may learn, whether any spells affected on it. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. You also know the following. The item is cursed. And it basically has the curse that it prevents any wielder from dropping it. If the blade is pried from its wielder's grasp, it instantly teleports back into the wielder's hand. You can end this by casting a remove curse spell on it or using similar magic on the sword's wielder. Or by chopping off the hand of the last person who held the weapon.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Since Identify requires him to touch the object, is he not wielding it?
I just need to confirm this in writing. You choose one object you must touch. You must touch. You must.
Oh my god, that's...
Who pointed that out, please?
Dyslexic.
Inspiration
Knows that.
to you right now.
All right.
Fuck you.
Alrighty. So,
I'm
Dacto.
more than happy for you to say that Identify doesn't reveal curses, by the way.
Well, I like to think you knew this. You found this out as you touched it.
I was like, well, it's a glowing sword, and then I went to put it back. And then I tried to put it back again. Oh, shit.
Yeah, this sword now continually teleports into your hands.
Is it a short sword, long sword?
It is a long sword.
Well, if I have to chop my hand off, we've got another one.
Yay!
We've got another one handy.
You do.
Nice.
So as I finish the ritual spell, and I've got it there in my hand, I just say, fuck.
Yep.
What do you do?
It's
There you go. There we go.
you know what? This sword glows. I really like it. I'm just gonna hold on to it.
Very
Let's
good.
move on.
Very good.
Well, fair enough.
I'm
You
gonna-
look more gallant already. It's like you're a true knight now.
I must tell
And if
you,
anyone has like a high passive perception, then like every now and again they'll see me like behind the group trying to throw it away, and it's just stuck.
it will continuously teleport back to your hands, and it does glow within 10 feet from you with just like dim light. Now I must tell you the following. You are a spellcaster. This takes up your hands. It continuously jumps into your hands. While you are cursed in this way with this sword, you are not proficient with, I presume.
Correct.
You have disadvantage on any spell attack. An enemy has advantage on a spell save against you, and that's it. Because the situation is that you throw this sword out of your hand just to quickly just thrash this book in the 1 second you have to open it up, and then to twiddle your fingers and to do the spell before it's immediately shoved back in with your sword, and then you have to
Well, I've
pick
got
up
my
your
other
spell
hand
book.
free, and you don't actually have to get your spell book out to cast the spells. That's what the arcane focus is for. Spell book's sort of just where the spells are stored.
Alrighty. A long sword is versatile, so can be
I'm
one-handed.
being very careful to only hold touch with one hand.
Alright. But
It would
this
be hilarious if I had two hands stuck to it.
that is fine then. That is fine. However, I will then be saying that this longsword is not made for your size. You will suffer a 5 feet movement penalty. You will not have the disadvantage to your DCs and attack rolls, as said. But if a situation is interesting enough, it could get in your way. And I will keep this in mind to you. Alright?
Cool.
Flag it as if the situation comes up, the DM will exploit this. Just think about it that way.
Yeah. And if I ever roll any natural ones, you've got more creative.
I do. I really do. But you know it's going to come down to the case where, oh no, the trap door is coming down. However shall we hold it up? I got it, guys. Come on, Mr. Trusty Sword. Anyway, yeah. This is your problem now. It's just, it can be controlled by all players.
I'm already brainstorming.
Yep. If any character notices he doesn't have the sword on his token, I will award inspiration for you to move it over his token. Everybody has control.
Oh,
I'm really glad I didn't play my old character. He would have checked out the sword first and been stuck with it.
Bad
you
luck,
could
man.
just give the whole party inspiration real quick by continuing to not move your sword with you.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I'll allow that, yeah. We'll do it.
No.
No?
Screw you.
Okay.
Screw you, mister.
got my
Didn't he
inspiration.
touch the sword with his spell? Screw you. Alright. I was thinking, why would anyone cast Detect Magic when they have Identify?
Now we know.
Now we know. Lessons learned.
I also like you held
Well,
on to
first
it for like 10 minutes as part of your ritual too. So, anyway. Yep, moving along.
How do you scratch your arse?
My owl.
Oh my god! I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna leave it for your ingenious dacto mind. I'm not gonna say it. Anyway, move on. You can move as you see fit.
The claw is gonna be on the ceiling, assuming the ceiling's not like super high.
The claw can scurry about. It does have a climb speed, doesn't it?
Yep.
Well, you can move it as you see fit. Let's see, represents character name. You have control of the claw, so you should be able to see through it, don't you?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Alright, awesome stuff. So yeah, move your guys as you see fit. On to the next room. Don't forget your torch.
This is really heavy.
Yes. It is heavy.
you could do with more exercise.
Alright, so you see the pathway going as far as the eye can see in this darkness to the left and to the right. Which way do you go?
I'm gonna send in a claw down to the right. Not that I can see through it, so that really doesn't achieve anything. So he's just gonna chill.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I could send my owl down, but he's currently underneath my token. So I just gotta. I've got 3 things stacked here. This doesn't count.
This encumbering feeling is absolutely accurate. I want you to know that.
Oh, I'm in
What?
character.
What? What about the popcorn?
I gave that
You
a
won't
little
share the
mute.
popcorn.
I gave that a little. No, you know what? We'll get back into that. We'll hear about the popcorn shenanigans.
All right. So I've just attached just stacked the torch on top of my owl for ease.
Yes, very
And
good, very good.
We're going to send it. Hang on, let me see.
Ooh, sorry. Go on.
Both pretty much the same. I'll just send him to the right.
All right.
And I'm not even going to bother stealthing him because my character's too busy trying to
That's
deal
fair.
with the sword.
Even while you're like passed out, you always feel like you got the sword in your hand. Now, as the owl goes around here, it can see a doorway to its left, closed, and it sees the opening continuing on to its right.
Yep. So I can't hear from Dak right now. I can only hear through the owl, but I'm saying all this out loud. We've got a doorway to the left. I'm going to continue around to the right a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got the torch.
You can feel though, right?
Yeah. So.
All right, my hand's gonna crawl on him.
on the owl.
I
No.
instantly snap out of the owl's vision and start trying to slap it, like whatever this thing is. It feels like a spider or something.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to swipe up, and then I don't realize I've got my sword in my hand. So
Yes.
I'm like, oh shit! Almost chop my own head off.
Yeah. Let's see an attack roll, please.
Oh.
Slash R1d20 plus strength.
gonna
You're not
say,
proficient.
D20 minus 1.
It's a minus.
Oh!
Wow. I think you're dead.
I've never rolled a 0 on an attack roll. And that's just the end of.
I mean,
This day's not gonna well for Dak.
we've seen one hand get chopped off today. How it's not going to be on his other hand. You try to slap down the hilt, it does something different. Okay. All right, Dacto. I want you, please, to roll me a D4, please. A D3, please. A D3. Very good. I now want you to roll me a D5, please.
I was gonna say,
Excellent.
that's a 1 as well. What the fuck is happening?
I want to ask you, do you want me to start from your thumb or from your pinky?
Well, the thumb's the most important
All
for
right.
gripping. So I guess bye-bye pinky?
Excellent. You take the marriage ring finger and you cut it deep to the bone. You have this limp finger holding on, like flopping in the stagnant dark as you attempt to try and cut that clawing hand. It's not completely chopped off. It's hung on by a few uncut tendons of muscle, while it just kind of flops there, bleeding across your hand as warm blood trickles down to the ground.
How many points of damage do I take?
You roll me a d10, minus strength.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Since he's one-handing it, I think it's a D8.
Thank
Yes, a d8, minus
Watch
strength.
me now roll max.
Oh, not minus strength, it's at 0, isn't it? You do!
Perfect.
Yay! Oh god, yeah, you, yay! Oh god, why? Oh, very well. I mean, that is appropriate. You take 7 points of damage.
Happening?
You take 7 points of damage.
Yeah, got it.
While all of this is happening,
Yeah.
can I well, never mind. I was thinking of one of my other characters. I don't have a disguise kit. Well, I'm just gonna go look at I blanked on your guys' name, Dak,
Yeah.
and give him the same stink eye he gave me earlier.
Why? He doesn't need a stink eye. He needs sympathy in his time of need.
He needs a new finger.
Yes.
Well,
My-
I mean,
I'm.
he was not welcoming to me, and now I have
You're a
made
snobby
him
prick.
to accidentally chop his own finger.
I mean, I see you have the prayer of healing spell.
No.
No.
Nah.
Okay.
Dacto just gets in a mood and he removes his owl from this dimension and
Okay.
yeah. So,
No more owl.
yeah, off you go.
Alrighty. So, yep. Next step.
Yeah. And I start finding it extremely hard to like wrap a piece of cloth around one hand while my
Aw.
other hand has a sword in it.
The sword's out of it, you know. You pried it away. That was the main sum of damage when you pried the sword out from your cut finger.
No, I mean like my left hands were cut and I need to put a bandage on it. My right hand has a sword in it, so I can't even. So I'm doing some weird sort of mental like gym. Like I've got my owl out again to help me, and the owl's like, I'm like, hold it there, and I'm using my teeth to like wrap it around my hand.
I'm gonna go and help him.
I walk up smiling.
Oh,
smirking
you
away.
don't have mage hand. Oh.
Wait, I try casting mending on my finger.
Let me just double check this actual casting because you joke it might help.
Yeah, I joke.
Simple break or tear in an broken an object.
Nah.
Do I consider
But
it?
I'd try it. Like Dak would try it anyway, just like a
I actually.
just in case he's.
I'm gonna be a nice GM. I say it's allowed.
don't do it.
I say you fix up the finger, and you still feel the pain.
Oh yeah.
I would not have allowed it if it had become separate from you. But it is going to reconnect there. I'm not going to say it's going to heal right, but I'm going to say that it functionally connects back.
Well, it's my ring thing you said, so I've got
Yes.
gonna have like a permanent like scarred ring around it.
Yes.
All right.
Arena just shakes
Well,
her head
let's
and
go
goes
then.
up, yeah, and goes up to Dag and just cleans him up with prestidigitation.
Okay.
Try to not get your own blood all over yourself next time.
Thank you. And then Dak hangs back and starts brainstorming how to get back at the dwarf.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, we're even.
Wow. So, you guys have a decision to make. Left or right?
Oh, right, of course. That's always the right way to go.
Yeah? Well, lead your character's tokens that way. Take your torch
Can I
that way.
just look around the corridor to see if there's anything different about?
Not especially, no. The corridor is an arch 10 feet high, like carved out walkway, which appears bare, and the walls on either side appear matted with kind of dampness and moisture as you're heading this way, as a very sour kind of moldy smell kind of pervades over this kind of section.
Well, I guess we keep continuing to the right and
Alrighty then. Carry on. You got control of your tokens. I'll let you know when something's different. Doctor slowly. Oh, Arena, can you not see anything? Ah, there we go. There we go.
yeah, give me a second. I'm trying to scroll, but the thing keeps freezing.
No, it's cool.
Percent.
You have sight now. I didn't give you sight before. My bad.
Okay.
You should see more than empty space now. Of
Oh yeah,
darkness.
thanks.
Oh yeah, Dacto, you now produce light, or rather your token does. Allow me just to reflect this when you start falling behind. Boop. There we go. See, it has another use.
See, why couldn't you have done it to our tokens before, so we didn't need the torch? Or did you just apply
Because
that to the sword, not on me?
the sword produces light, the torch needed for Mr. Human produces light, the rest of you do not, but you do have the vision in the darkness. I guess I could provide light for everybody, but then it's like, well, the guy who doesn't have dark vision sees what the dark vision guy has, so the torch is the unified amount that everybody can
I
see.
didn't know it was shared.
Yes, everything is shared. And even if it's not shared, if one of you teleports for whatever reason, that information will also kind of be shared, I think. So, anyway,
Fair enough.
you keep moving on, and you can see to your left around the corner a doorway leading towards the west, maybe just on the other side of the wall you're walking beside. And to the south, you can see the corridors carrying along. Keep on moving, keep on trucking.
Do we enter the door again?
Up to you guys.
I peek
I'm
around.
gonna. Nah, never mind.
It seems to be some door or turning or something turning left in this hallway. I say.
I actually couldn't make that out because of your phone or what you were saying. You have to repeat that.
So it's a door?
I'm peeking around this corner and I say this hallway seems to turn left further in, or maybe a doorway I can't really see.
I think we should keep going right, because then if we get lost, it'll be easier to find our way back. If we start doubling back and taking random turns and we get lost, then it could be bad. So if we just keep going right for now, might be safer.
True. Let's do that, I guess.
So you give this door a miss.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, very good, very good.
For now.
For now. Alright, carry on and move your tokens as you see fit.
Don't want someone to get stuck on the web.
I heard you say someone gets stuck on
avoiding
our,
all
but I couldn't
doors
hear.
So I don't get myself stuck on them.
Yeah. Tricky times. Alright, so around here you see the corridor end in a dead end. But allow me to describe what you can see over here once I get the information. Right, so over this way towards the south, it appears to be a secret, like a door. You notice it over this side very easily, and you can see that it opens up, if you want to the south wall. It looks like it's made out of stonework.
So the door is here?
Yes,
I'm going to open it.
very
if we
good.
want to continue to the going right, we have to go that way.
Not sure I followed what you said there, but
If my math is correct, I think I know where that goes.
you open the doorway and boom, you see back at the start.
Thought so.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Checkpoint.
How
Well,
convenient.
now
Back
we
up
have a
the-
shortcut to the exit at least.
So that's
That's
where the
good that we
scurrying
decided
feet
to
I
come
heard
this
the
way.
first time.
Hmm.
That's where I heard the scurrying the feet the first time we came down there.
That's right. Yes, you
Hmm.
did.
Oh, so there was someone in this corridor we're standing in.
Yes.
Maybe they heard us arrive and fled, or did it sound like humanoid footsteps, or something
Unclear.
else?
It was unclear, but I did hear them.
Yes, you did.
I just couldn't
Alright.
the secret.
Yeah, it's probably the ones that ambushed you guys before.
Is this a door?
That is a door. Yes.
I'm not a thief, but is there a chance to check it for traps or whatever?
You can absolutely give me an investigation check. Absolutely.
All right, 1 second here. Let me give me an investigation check.
All right, excellent. The door is just a doorway. It has no trap set to it at all.
I open it.
Very, very good. As you do so, on the other side, you are surprised to feel a bit of kind of giving away. The door opens up, and on the other side, you see a bunch of ceramic plates knocking over as a huge clutter of clashing dishworks and pottery scritches over each other and clangs, shattering on the ground. Now, Tolin, do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do have dark vision.
You might be able to see a figure in the farthest distance on the other side. As just walking over there, you see a dark, like creature, with pale skin, reddish black eyes, humanoid in shape, and it kind of hisses at you like a
2 shots.
vampire.
2 shots on its way.
You're gonna shoot it?
With my bow, short bow.
All right. It is a vampire, and I will let you know this is possibly beyond you. As
I will close the door. So
well,
close
the
the
first
door
thing
and
you've
I will-
declared is shooting it, but no, that's
Go for
Would he
it.
know it's a vampire from his vision?
it looks very vampiric, very much stylized vampirically. It has long canine-like teeth. And I'm gonna have you roll initiative. You declared it. I'm gonna have you roll it. So, everyone, roll me initiative. It started. There is no turning back now.
Oh boy.
Click your tokens and be sure to roll initiative by clicking your tokens and doing those rolls.
I'm just dragging the sword off me for a sec because I can't click on my character.
Oh, that really is just what I need it to do. I really mean that. Exactly what I need.
Is the way they can group tokens together?
There is no such way, and I wish to motherfucking God there was. And there has been nothing I have found in talking with the API people, which is frustrating. Everybody
Nice,
rolled?
Cecil.
Everybody rolled.
Everybody rolled? Very good. All right, then. What's this? Mm-hmm.
I
Alrighty.
think Nozak's just like really excited that there's about to be corpses for him to animate.
Yes, yes. All right. So we will have Cecil draws his bow, and that's just really the sign of combat. So we actually begin with Cecil Hasselheim. How do you begin, Cecil?
Well, I guess I kind of know that something is going on, so I move up 5, 15.
All right.
Feet up to here.
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
But I can't reach him.
I mean, your vision tells me what I need to know, which is that
Yeah.
you've got like a quarter of a vision on him, so he's pretty kind of defended in terms of line of sight.
Yeah.
Your silence is encouraging. Do you choose any kind of attack, or do you just want to move here?
Yeah, I'm just checking a little bit, but yeah, I think as I see him, I come into the room and see him, I take the kind of dodge action.
Very wise. Very, very wise. Very sensible.
With my rapier drawn and ready.
Very good. Nozak, it is your turn.
Yep. I think I am going to hold my. I don't know, man. I'll just. There's like nowhere to go. I'll just move here and end my turn.
All right, very well. Very good. Irina, it is now your turn.
I will ready myself by the. Give me a sec. I can't click on my token.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Yep, and just ready my action. If he moves towards us, I'll shoot it with my longbow.
All right, very good. Alrighty then. Dacto, it's your turn.
Dacto will move up so I can see what all the fuss is about.
When people tell you about what they see, they will say that they can see some vampires.
I say, then why are we pushing forward?
Yeah.
Can I get a line of sight on him from where I am?
That's a good question. I'm going to click your token after moving your sword.
Sit there.
And I'm going to move the hand you've moved into. And then I'm going to click Control L. And I can see what you can see. You can see the vampire. I'm going to draw out a line from you using the line tool. Dee-ba-dee-ba-dap. By the old gods and the new, you can just about get line of sight on this guy.
Okay, well, if I've just about got line of sight, he might have a bit of cover, but my magic missiles don't give a fuck.
Magic missiles don't be giving a fuck.
And I'm going to make these, with my ability, I'm going to make these radiant damage.
Uh-huh. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, wow. So, yeah, that is 7 and then 13 points of damage. Okay. So, this vampire's eyes opens wide in fear to see your radiant kind of magic missiles come at him, and you strike him, and as he does so, he kind of gasps dramatically and goes, "No!" And he just kind of like crawls and faints before you as he does die.
Dacto looks shocked, because that seems like a very weak vampire.
It was radiant damage, so that might have been the trick.
It's either that or it's been
from my
sick.
point of view, I couldn't tell if it was damaged or not. But I just seen vampire shoot it. Okay, shouldn't have killed him that quick, but okay.
Alrighty. Now then, Tolin Mech, it is your turn.
I will. It's my turn. I will step back.
All right, very good.
Since I know it's out of my league, there's no sense to me going in and getting killed.
Well, indeed, though it seems like Dagda is not having any trouble whatsoever.
See that or an illusion? We'll find out.
Although an illusion, yes. Now then, behind that fallen corpse, you can see there's general movement of these hissing, snarling vampires that like move around in your vision, going back and forth around as they do kind of like snarl and hiss at you, taking cover while staring at you from the darkness. One of them calls out and says, "There's more than 8 of us, ready to drink your blood and siphon all that makes you living. We will kill you. We will turn you to corpses. You had better be willing to pay a toll if you hope to leave this place alive." How do you respond if any of you choose to respond?
No problem. We're already dead.
What tool do you speak of?
I'm interested. Would you please care to explain that line of random craziness?
Which one?
The one where he said, "No problem, we're already dead."
Oh, that one.
I'm letting them know that we're already dead. We death. We're already a part of the undead.
Okay, you're claiming that you're undead. Very nice.
Yes.
This is a lie. Give me a deception check, please.
Which I'm going to fail. Anyway, 1 second.
You can always crit.
And it's true.
That okay? Yeah. You have a -1. Now this isn't the end of the story. They will give a let's see. What is a perception check? So wisdom. Yeah, person. Okay, we're gonna make this an advantage. Okay. One of them kind of goes, lies. But there is one voice that kind of goes like, oh, really? Oh, shit. There's like one very quiet voice, and another one like shoves him hard, pelting him in the side of his chest and goes, shut up.
That's all I need to know.
Are we in combat initiative right now, or not?
You
Are we
are
in a
in
bit of
combat
pause?
initiative still.
And
Alright.
We should move
My
forward. They're not
response
vampires.
to
It's
it
illusion.
is that if they can come any closer, I will destroy them.
Well, it's your turn, Cecil.
Yeah, I don't think these guys are really vampires.
Cecil, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm moving up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see that one at least.
This is an interesting question. Do you? Because your torch is back here.
Was
There
that
we
my
go.
torch? I have my.
You can drag out another torch. I don't mind, but just
Yeah.
keep in mind, you know, we got line of sight. You can now see this guy rather clearly. He is definitely dressed in a well-robed garb, as he appears deathly pale, with fangs bearing out of his own mouth. Oh wow!
Guiding bolt that asshole.
All right, very well, very very well. That is a hit. As you strike him, this vampire stares at you. He hisses at her as this holy divine bolt courses through the sky, rippling towards him as just a bolt of magical radiance blasts him as he just anime disintegrates in the holy beam and dies.
Flee, you fools! I yell to the other ones. Or you are next.
Right, I see. Okay. Nozak, Hilljoy, it's your turn.
Yep. I'm gonna I'm gonna yell to Cecil.
Yep.
Do you see the corpse of the first one we killed in that hallway?
The answer is you do.
Okay. And where was it? Like here?
I will put a new one. Yeah.
Okay.
It is fleshy. It is dead.
Yeah, but it's also too far.
Oh, you can move in for that.
No, I mean, I can't move close enough.
All right.
So I will go here, and that'll be I'm going. Well, let me see what this does. 1 second. Yeah, I will end my turn.
All right. Very well. All right. Irina, it is your turn. Irina, it is your turn. I see you're moving 30 feet.
Yup. Oh damn, no torch.
Do you lack
what
dark
do
vision as well?
Yeah, I do have dark vision since elf.
Great.
Do I see anything clearly in there?
I just see like a token that's trying to move, and I see the lines that are there not going away.
Yeah, that's taking a long time for it to move. It's
Int-
supposed to be a lot quicker than that.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Well,
was wondering why it's taken so.
there we go. Right. So, from your position, you see what you can see. Where's Mr. Torch? Who's got Mr. Torch? Never mind. Let's just drag a new one out. There we go. Yeah. So, as you can see from Mr. Torch's view, you can see just the edges of a man or creature over there. Not really got a full shot on what you believe might be a female, but also again dressed in very luxurious kind of dark gothic robes with stains and dirt lining the bottoms of this like outfit.
I'll take out both my rapier and short sword, and
Okay.
I'll ready my action to dodge.
You don't ready an
And
action to
before-
dodge, you just take the dodge action.
Yeah, dodge action. And I'll just shout out to them. There is still a chance to parley.
To parlay. I see. Wait, do you say that? There's still a chance to parlay?
Yes.
Alright then. Dacto, it is your turn.
Dacto doesn't like the fact that there's a corridor just to our right that anyone could sneak up on us, so he's gonna quickly go. I can't grab me and the sword without grabbing Toland. This is. There we
This
go.
encumbering
5.
feeling is exactly right. Want you to know that.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Hmm.
And I'm just gonna try. So that was 5, 10, 15. Oh, fuck off, sword.
Perfect. And yes, I maintain everybody must take the duty of putting the sword back on him at all times.
So that's my movement. And I'm going to dash as well.
Okay.
5, 10. And I can only move 20 feet because of the sword.
Yes.
And got another door at the end of the hallway.
There
That's
is, but you can also see that they have opened it. And the
Oh.
dark figures that are on the other side were looking to come forward, each of them brandishing a scimitar in their hands. Or in fact, even a light crossbow to see you at the other end of here.
Well, I've still got my bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
So I GTFO.
Okay, lovely.
30 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I say to Tolan, we're about to have some company from behind, possibly.
Alrighty. Tolan, it is your turn.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yes.
I'm going to do. How many did you see, Dak?
Dak saw 2. He saw 2.
At least 2.
Alright, I'm going to get right here with my bow drawn so I can take a shot if they come around that corner.
Alright, you ready your action? Attack the first creature that comes into line of sight. Very good, very good. Alrighty, now then, it is their turn. They are quite keen for what Irina was talking about. I want to double check, Cecil. You did a guiding bolt, not a ready action. That confirms that situation.
I did a guiding bolt.
Yes. A vampire comes around the corner and peers towards you, Irina. Its black eyes stare at you. I want you to give me a perception check, please.
Yep. Give me a sec.
Okay.
What do your elf eyes see?
Okay, yes. So your nerves chill as you're looking straight to this undead, dark creature, this vampire, coming forward. Only a little bit, taking the dodge action and not getting too close, as he does look to you and he basically says to you, he has red irises and his teeth are polished white ice like marble, while his skin is deathly pale. As he comes here, he just says, "We needn't harm you if you are ready to pay the toll. We can be very merciful if you are willing to be ours and to pay the price due to the lords of this hall." How do you respond, Irina? Irina!
Yeah, I'm thinking of a reply. Give me a sec.
Okay.
I'll just reply to him. State your cause, and if it's unreasonable, whether we like it or not, we shall strike you down.
He smirks with like even deadlier grins as he looks forward as he goes, "That would be very unwise. Don't anger the vampires, or we shall strike you down. We will take every ounce of the beautiful crimson blood that we so hunger, and we shall exact our toll that way. We are not unreasonable, so be instead reasonable, so we don't have to become violent. You've already killed two of us, and that has just upped the price." And as you see that, another vampire kind of skitters across, skittering away kind of in a dashed manner as they kind of come around the corner and move in the shadows. Make me a charisma saving throw, please, Amina.
The worst time of my lifetime begin.
Excellent.
Perfect.
You are frightened of these vampires as the condition applies. They are not striking you immediately, but you feel frozen in fear. You feel terrified of them. The threats that they are promising you are very much real. You will not risk your life to argue these creatures. You are afraid. You will give in to your fear. Roleplay this how you like, but good roleplay is preferred. Anyway, the vampire here will simply say, "First, your friends will lay down their arms before we sink our teeth into theirs. And then we shall talk about our due. A toll in our domain, our halls, would be nothing short of..." Oh, 1 second here. 60 gold pieces for the lot of you.
As my legs are some shaking, I'm standing there. I'll just say to him, "Well, we'll have to see what my allies say. Just
What's that, sorry?
give us..." Sorry?
What did you say then, sorry?
Oh yeah, I just tell him, "I'll have to ask my allies. Just give it a bit of time."
"Why should we wait? Time is of the essence. You've already killed 2 of our own. For that, You either pay what's owed. I can see your money sacks, heavy in pocket, of which he can already tell that you have more than 100 gold pieces on your person.
It's 75 technically because I bought the armor.
Yeah, and he can tell he can get 60 out of you. You could pay for your friend's safety right now, or I can't promise their safety in the next 6 seconds. He says, hissing and elongating each of his words. He commands you once again, pay or be slaughtered. You are
I'll
afraid of
just
him.
give I'll give it a small nod and I'll just throw my coin sack at him.
Like all of it?
Yeah, because frightened. So I'm just
Yeah, that's good.
like not thinking right. I'm just throwing the coin sack on at
Alright.
his feet.
Yes, so you do that.
Take it. Yeah, and I say take it and leave us.
He basically looks at the bag and he counts it up and he smiles wide as he just goes, good little sheep. Perfect. I will keep to our word. You and your friends will be left alone and safe from our wrath. Be sure to tell them to lay down their arms, or else we will be forced but to defend ourselves and to rip them to pieces. They aren't yet as reasonable as you've shown yourself to be.
I'll
They
just
don't ask
give
me to lay down this sword.
Let's go on with this.
I'll just give him a quick nod, and
Alrighty. Alright then. So after that, he kind of like slinks back a little bit just in case anybody pulls any kind of funny business. Cecil Hasselheim, it is your turn.
I walk up to here and look at Irina. What are you doing? That's lots of gold.
it is not a wise course of decision to continue.
I look at the vampire. Give that back.
He smiles with great glee as he basically tauntingly says, all transactions are final. Ah! And he basically waves it in front of you as he says, payment for your safe passage has been given. If you wish to really fight this out more, then we cannot be held accountable for our actions. What do you say to that, Cecil?
Well,
great. All I got was a well. To your question, Dakto, can you do anything during the song conversation? Yes, on your turn.
I chill touch him.
Oh, damn. All right, then. Okay, very good. That is a hit. That is a hit. You go to strike him, and yes, this necrotic hand reaches up from the ground and definitely kind of necrotizes his pale skin as it kind of shrinks inward somewhat, and he hisses and snarls as he goes, fine, we'll take the cold from your bare bones. And yep, you have wasted 75 gold pieces if you die. Anyway, all right, Cecil.
We wasted them anyway. I want them back. It's fucking gold. You don't give it away like that.
All right then. Nozak Hilljaw, it is your turn.
And also, chill touch. If it's an undead creature, it has disadvantage on its next attack against me.
Very well, very well. Nozak, it is your turn. I see that you've moved your token and declared no action. What do you get up to, Nozak?
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Yep.
I will walk up to the Scorps and expend one of my hit die. So that is a D8, I believe. Nope, D6.
Mm-hmm.
So. Oh, great.
You can actually just hit the hit die on your character sheet, but I will accept this. You know you get your Constitution modifier to it too, don't you?
Correct.
Okay.
So I will raise this corpse and yep.
1 hit point?
No, it has 4 hit points.
All right, very good, very good, very good. This undead thing rises up and looks more grim in its dead form than it was a second ago. Its eyes paling over as you freshly touch this extremely fresh corpse. It's still very limber. No kind of rigor mortis setting in at this point yet at all. Anyway, yeah.
And
Go on.
And then I'm gonna kind of yell in there and just say, I'm excited to turn the rest of you into my slaves as well.
Very well, very well. All right, very good. Irina, it is your turn. Combat has ensued. This creature is hostile to you now. You are frightened. You must spend
Yep.
your action to either move immediately away.
Yep, I'll move away behind there.
Yep.
Can I use my action to just shake the condition off?
That comes down to the frightened condition. Let's check it out. Need the condition. Oh, how do you spell frightened? How do you do it? Conditions. Come on, just there we go. Conditions. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Deafened, exhausted, frightened. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. It does not say how long this effect goes on. I presume until the source of your fear has gone. For now, your source of fear is still present. You are still frightened of it.
And it depends on how they cast it. Normally, you get another saving throw at the end of each of your turns. But I'm not sure about the vampires. But it should say on the description of their ability.
I'm going to change back. It is not a case that you will be forced to run away, but you are so frightened to such a degree, you will have the disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws while your source of your fear is presently here.
Yeah, but I'll still move back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll still move back and try. I wonder. Oh, I can't even shake.
You do your best to try and shake off your fears, but unfortunately, you know just around the corner, these deathly pale, nasty creatures are waiting to feed from you and take everything that is so personal and dear to your soul, down to your blood.
I'll just shout out loud. Violet and they're using mind magic and just end my turn.
To answer the text that's going around, it is Nozak that has the potion of heroism.
Correct.
That will automatically pass this, and I love that. Dacto, you've heard a lot of conversation going on around the corner. You also heard Cecil breaking the payment and agreement that's just gone down. How do you respond?
I'm still worried about the ones that are around the corner, but they didn't act on their last turn. Let's see. There's 3 of them over there. I need to back my boy Tolan up, so I'm going to... Gonna stand by his side, and I'm going to ready Toll the Dead.
All right. Toll the Dead, first creature you see. Very well.
For when they come around the corner.
Very well. Very, very well. All right then. Tolin, it is your go. I take it you ready in action to shoot someone? Tolin?
That is correct.
Excellent.
If
All
they
right.
come around that corner, I'm going to shoot.
Very good. Very well. Very well. Very well. So, firstly, this little vampire smiles as he goes to flee and says, "Enjoy your doom." In fact, he's going to move over here. Ooh, roll 20. Ooh, roll 20. Yeah. He's going to go over here and protruding a light crossbow, he shoots it right into Cecil's face, but misses a little bit in the shot as he then goes around and hides behind this column. And it is like a huge. In fact, just to describe what you can see in this room, you can see bones and a broken staff lying at the base of the central statue. Are the bones of a long dead hobgoblin and a white wooden staff broken in half in that area. Standing atop stone plinths in the middle of the room, facing east, are 3 6-foot-tall statues depicting male Waterhavian nobles clad in decorative armors. That's as much as you can make out for the time being. But that's all you get so far as this creature goes around the corner. Next up, these two others come by, in fact, keeping here, and blocking this entrance as they both go to attack you, Cecil, springing out with scimitar in hand as they go to slash and slice across you. Those are both going to be misses, as you're too fast. Now, as it so happens, one comes out to the back here. He matches both conditions, I bet. Toll the Dead works within 60 feet. Longbows or light crossbow all works within 35 feet. So, let's see these attacks, please. Very good. And let's see the attack roll of the longbow, please. Or the short
He needs
bow.
to make a wisdom save for Toll the Dead.
Well, I'm giving you the option to do the attack roll first so that he can be damaged, so that you can get your 2d12 rather than your 2d8, or whichever you like. You see? So let's see the attack roll done by clicking the short bow on the character sheet of Tolin Mech, please. Did Tolin go away?
No, I'm here. I'm just thinking off my character sheet, you said?
Yeah, using the short bow that's on your character sheet.
Got it. I just make sure I heard you right. That's all.
Yeah, no worries. Your condition has been made. Hey, there we go. That is a hit. Roll damage. Roll damage. There we go. You do a mighty blow into this creature as you completely take him into the liver as your arrow sinks deeply into his being. His robes cloak in blackish kind of blood as you can see him looking shocked and gasping. Toll the Dead then goes on. He is going to make a wisdom saving throw. And he passes, snarling back at you, Dacto, as he resists your magic trying to kill him and finish him off. With that being done, another one steps forward and shoots another light crossbow at Dacto with his sword. He's going to shoot one at Dacto.
I try to block with my sword.
Yes, certainly.
Shove it out of here.
You gain the benefit of a -1 AC, absolutely. And it helps because he misses. It clangs off your sword as you go to defend yourself. He then ducks behind around a corner, but then another vampire, looking particularly burly and broad, steps forth as he brandishes another like crossbow. Well then, never mind. He comes with 2 daggers, or rather a dagger and a scimitar, but one in hand, and he basically smiles and he says in a deep voice, "You should have taken the deal." And he comes running up to you with abandon and fury as he goes swiping at you, Dacto. He does a scimitar attack and then a dagger.
Hmm.
A 22 and a 14.
Well, I will. Oh, actually, 22 will still even pass my shield spell.
I'm sorry, your shield. Oh, yeah, you're doing a shield. Do you want to do a shield?
Well, do I know it's a 22?
You know the first one is a 22, and you know the second attack is a 14.
I'll block the second one. The first one will go through even if I used shield on it. So
Yes, yes. That will be.
so scimitar hits.
Yep, that will be 4 points of slashing damage done to you. Excellent.
Why is it always me?
I don't know. Maybe it's because you're already hurt and they know that, and they're definitely smart about how they try to kill you. Who have I? No, I've got him. I've got them. I've done them. Uh-huh. Yes. From behind you, over this side, another pair come forward with crossbows, and I guess shoot at you, Dacto. Tech is in too much cover. A
Hopefully I'm in
22 and a
bit of
crit.
cover.
I'll say you have a bit of half cover, so +5 AC. +5 to your
Then-
13 makes it 18 at this moment.
And the shield is still up
Uh,
because it lasts the whole turn.
does it now?
It's not just a one attack thing.
Does it now? Because this will
The
be
crit will obviously still hit.
this will
Yeah,
yeah. The crit will still absolutely punish through. Are you gonna put it in there for me? Nice. Yes. Appears and protects you until the start of your next turn. Very, very, very nice. The next attack is a miss. However, the crit does pierce right through your magical barrier that you've put around yourself, kind of taking advantage while your energy focuses around the one that just failed to get past. And you take another 7 points of piercing damage. And then the pair of them kind of step back a little bit.
Cowards.
Cecil, it is your turn.
Shit.
Well, then I attack the one right in front of me,
Very good. Let's
and
see
I
it.
do it with my rapier. Let's see where the
Ooh, very nice. You brandish your rapier, drawing it out from its sheath, and in one smooth action, you lunge it straight into his lungs.
yeah. I have forgot to add. It's 2 more. I have dueling,
Okay.
but I hadn't added it to the roll.
Yeah. No worries. No worries. No worries.
I'm-
Okay.
I'm gonna do.
So that's actually
And-
8 points of damage, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
But I'm not done yet. As I'm a College of Sword, I do a defensive flourish.
Ooh.
So I roll 1d6 more.
Okay. 1d6 more. You do that by spending a bardic inspiration die, if I'm right.
Yes.
All right. Very good. I'm watching your inspiration die on your red bubble, so beware.
Yeah.
All right. So after you pierce into his lungs and you stab right deep into him, with a flick of your wrist as you do that flourish, you actually carve up his being, just that touch extra, as you cut this guy down to ribbons as he dies and collapses before you.
Yeah, and also I add that 3 to my AC.
Very good. 3 to your AC. Make that 18.
Yeah, I don't change it because then I have to change it every turn.
Well, you can change it every turn and put it on your blue token. That's why it's easily adjustable
Yeah.
on the blue token. But yeah, I understand. Alrighty.
I do it then. So 18 now.
Excellent, excellent stuff. Nozak Hilljaw, you and your zombified buddy are up.
Yeah. I have no idea what he can do.
He,
'Cause
good question. He can do a scimitar attack and a light crossbow attack.
Okay. I can't control him, but I'm gonna have him attack that other one I can see. Don't know how to draw on roll 20. I don't.
You use the little brush tool that you see on
Got it.
the top left.
Mhm.
What would you like to draw? Because if you want to make a notion of pointing towards someone, you can use the ruler tool beneath the magnifying glass and just drag out to like point at a target.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Yep.
Or
So
if
yeah,
you've just got the regular cursor applied, you just click and hold left click. And it does like
Indeed. But sometimes that's a bit fussy, you know? I find the ruler tool is
Aha.
straight to the point.
Cool.
But yeah,
While
like I
we're
s-
on that subject, real quick, how do you guys draw out where you're gonna walk and then it walks for you?
very good question. Click.
As you're dragging your character around, you right click on all the
Yeah.
Got it.
count it out.
Cool. Well, he is going to scimitar attack the other vampire.
Very good. Any disadvantages for being dead, or is he all good?
He gets so -4 to all ability scores, so probably -2 to hit.
Okay. All right, then. Yeah, that is going to be a miss.
All right. And then I will use Toll the Dead on the guy, the vampire.
All right, very good. He is not hurt, so it'll be the
Yep.
lesser damage, and he will do a wisdom saving throw. Oh, excuse me. Yep, wisdom saving throw. Yeepy dibbity boop. Wisdom saving throw. Steepy dubbity up. That is a failure. And he is going to take the 2d8 damage, which is 11. Nice.
Yep.
That definitely mexes him up a bit. Oh, come on.
I love mexing people.
Yeah, you mex him the max out. He is definitely a bit mexed. Certainly. Yeah, he mexes out. And he's a bit mixed. Oh my god. Alright. He's messed up. You did a good job. Bottom line. Oh yeah, Lesser Hand of Vecna. Oh yeah, shit. Okay. There he is. That's good.
And then with whatever movement the vampire has left, because I can't see anything in that room left, and I heard a bunch of noise out there. I'm gonna get out of here.
Very good.
Oh, I'm not gonna move with this one, am I? Nope.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Irina Orville, it is your turn. What's up?
Can you move the vampire? Well, that guy's dead. So yeah, can you move the vampire out as much as he can too? I don't know his movement, and I can't move him.
All right, you moved him 10 feet. He will get an attack of opportunity for moving away from the vampire on the left.
Oh, I thought he died. Then never
Oh
mind, he'll stay
no,
there.
he looks like he's fighting strong.
All right, he'll stay there then.
Very well. Irina, it is your turn.
I won't have a clear shot if I shoot through the.
You're right, you would not have a clear shot. The risen dead vampire that has been raised by Nozak would be in the way, including Cecil's person. They fill out that corridor, and they definitely are providing full cover for that vampire. Do 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 do. What do you do for your turn?
Since my instincts are preventing me from running back into the room due to the frightened condition,
Yeah.
I am. Oh, so my bad. And I hear signs of combat outside. I'm gonna take a peek around.
All right. Very well. You take a peek around that corner, and you can see the Let's get this. The two vampires over there, just waiting around the other side.
Hmm. I'll just stay flat to the wall and ready booming blade cantrip if they get me.
If they get near you, booming blade. I know how that works. Attack one, it affects
Yep.
the other one nearby. Very nice. Very nice.
No, that is the one where they move, they take damage.
Okay.
Well,
Very nice.
If you are level 5, they take 1d8 damage on the hit and 2d8
Yep.
on the if they move.
Yep. So I'll ready my action just that.
Very good. Very good. I'll trust you put the details in correctly as it's not available in the compendium.
Yep.
It is not Dacto's turn. It is the Crawling Hand's turn. The Lesser Hand of Vecna. Nozak very quietly issues their hand forward towards the captain, not saying a word. And I presume the Lesser Hand shall try to make an attack on it, which they do without saying a word. You're being very quiet here, dyslexic, Mr.
Oh, sorry. Again, I'm muted.
That's
yeah,
why I
he-
sound like an asshole when I'm saying you're very quiet, so I give the hint that if you think you're talking, you're not. You're muted, which is the only
Yep.
way to make this clear.
Yep.
Which is why I encourage open mic. That is a hit, though.
Yes.
Do you choose slashing or bludgeoning damage?
I'm gonna do slashing.
Haha! Your hand leaps up and strikes across this guy's face. Wow, I'm actually having difficulty hitting this vampire. Now, he does try to parry. He brings forward his sword, trying to reflect the blow away from him. But the claw was just so unexpected. It reaches up and slices across his thighs, hurting him quite a nice little bit, as he suddenly grunts, frustrated at this.
Okay, and that'll be his turn.
Dacto, it is now your turn.
When you mentioned that he went to parry, then sort of hoping that used up his reaction, but
It
did
did
succeed. So I don't know if
indeed.
it did. It did.
I don't mind telling you that
Yeah.
he has used the reaction to try and parry. It didn't help him, but he used it.
Somebody's running.
Or rather, I think it's a bit meta to actually correct myself, but you've seen him try to parry.
Yeah, that's us. Oh, my friends are around me, so I can't use that spell. I will move the sword first because I have to, because otherwise everything will get all messed up. Then I'll
Yeah,
move myself. So I'll move over here,
yeah.
and then I will
Unfortunately,
kill this
you
guy.
gambled wrong. It would be meta for me to correct you. It did not use a reaction, or I thought it would, but the details say it did not. So, I must tell you, you have issued a attack of opportunity. And once I get this back up, I don't know why it's closed. There we go. Get that open, get that over there. It's going to lash out at you with the scimitar. That
You
is
cast
going to
Mending on
be...
my soul soon.
That is actually going to be a 10. And a miss.
That will miss.
Yeah. So, a bit of luck your way, Dacto.
Okay, so I am going to. Don't have anything that does a lot of damage, but don't like him at all. So magic missile. We'll just keep it force damage.
Force damage. Okay, very nice. All right, let's see the other two. Aha, very nice.
Tempted to send one to that crawling hand, but you know, this guy's priority at the moment.
Well, it certainly chips away at him. He reclines back as you pelt him with magical pelts of damage. In fact, if I could just, for a moment, get a bit creative here, go to the special layer. If I go to the, yeah, and we go a bit of a pew, pew, whoop, pew. There you go. Hope that really immersed you.
I felt like he was shooting me.
Yeah. Tolan, it is your turn.
Okay, what I'm going to do, going to attack this fine young gentleman that's right in front of me.
Already?
The longsword. I get 2 shots with the longsword, and I get an extra attack, so it's not my bonus attack, so I'm 5th level. So I'm gonna take 2 shots of that, and then with my bonus, I'm going to use a key point for patent defense after I make my 2 shots.
You mean patient defense?
Yes, patient defense.
I mean, I don't know if you can patent the word defense, but hey, I didn't go to that business meeting.
It's all in translation.
It's okay. It's all cool. It's all cool. Let's see those longsword attacks.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Once I failed miserably.
All right, that is going to be a hit, and the next attack is going to be a miss. Very nice. That is going to be a nice bit of damage as the longsword slices across down his leg, expanding upon the damage the clawed hand came and ripped apart at his thighs with. Alrighty. And you have a bonus action to do something fancy with?
Yeah, I get a bonus action, which I'm going to just. You know what? I'm going to use that bonus. No, can't use that because I already said patient defense. That's all I'm going to do is patent defense.
Patient defense. All right, very good, very good. Which is bonus action, do a dodge action. Very nice, very nice. Very good. The two around the corner, or this hurt one here, he is going to do a pelt you with a short bow attack, but is going to miss. And then he goes to hide around the corner. The other one will do the same, rolling a 19 at disadvantage and doing 6 points of damage to you. But I want to remind you, you are a 5th level monk. Can you not return an arrow?
Yeah, dude, catch that missile.
That is what is the joy of being a monk's all about.
I can catch it, but no, I got to find out whatever I rolled to catch it with, because I forgot.
It will be probably a D8 if I had to make a guess, and that would increase by some amount. Why am I looking for my book? It's time to use the compendium to find such information. Monk. Monk over here. Steepy-dappity-beep, babbity-doop. We're going to look for the monk and looking for return arrows.
Yep, deflect missile reduced by 1d10 plus dexterity plus strong level.
There you go.
Yeah, and if you reduce the damage down to 0, you catch it and can throw it back, if I remember right.
For a key point, yeah.
Yeah, you can choose to throw it or not, that's all.
It's really all about the flair of doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 1d10, correct?
That's right. That's
yes,
right.
Sir. I mean, just your mock level plus your dexterity is already damage 0 anyway.
Alright.
It does take your reaction, just so you're aware, but still, a reaction well spent to look cool.
Yeah.
Boop. That's not going to be enough, but let's add your dexterity modifier plus your monk level. It might be enough.
It's 8.
8.
9, actually.
9.
Because I'm.
That makes the difference. That
Yep.
is going to catch that arrow, and you do catch it square in your hands.
I'm going to chuck it back at him.
For a key point,
No, not gonna waste a key point on that.
I believe you can only throw it back if you do spend a key point.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not gonna throw it back.
Ah, okay. You're just going to catch it and then just like throw it in the ground and give him nasty eyes at him.
Well, you can probably throw it back, but it won't do any damage or something. But it's still a cool move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's always a cool move, and never kind of not appreciate when you're doing a cool move. Anyway, good round, at least from those two, but we're not done. Now, these two guys, they come around the corner, and they see that you're readying stuff over there, Irina, so they're not going to try and get into melee with you. They're going to point blank shoot you twice with some light crossbows. A 12 and a 6, both missing. And they're not going to get into melee as they go back around the corner. I don't believe that triggers your booming blade, if I'm right.
As long as they're not in melee range.
All right, very well.
Since the range for it is like 5 feet.
Now, Cecil, this bandit here, this vampire rather, he strikes out at you with a whipping and slashing of scimitars as he throws and thrashes it about before your eyes in a wonderful display. It twice, in fact. But he rolls an 8 and is a miss, but then he rolls a 16, and that's also a miss because of your parry. Your defensive flourish.
Floor, yes.
Yeah. Now this asshole, hiding behind the columns here, he continues to... he dashes, and he starts making his way up a good portion towards the north until he goes out of sight. And Cecil, it is now... Oh, hang on. I almost forgot this guy. This guy doesn't have Dacto and melee anymore, so instead he's going to focus his attention on the monk. He is going to lash out with a scimitar and a... Well, and... Oh, excuse me, he was wrong to do 2. He gets 3. Another with the scimitar and one with the dagger. All made at disadvantage.
That's why I would ask the patent defense.
Yeah.
Patient defense, sorry.
Yep. At disadvantage, he misses on a 7, hits with a 17. Defenders lose there. And hits on a 21. You take 13 points of damage, slashing and piercing into you, as even with your defense, the first cut missed you, but it got you into a position that helps line up the next 2 strikes to dive into you with. Alrighty. And now it is Cecil's go.
Revenge.
Well, this guy goes back.
Let's see if I'm gonna just attack him or do something other fun. I cast this one.
Oh, inflict wounds. Yes, that is a hit. Ooh, that's pretty nasty stuff. So a little before you do this attack, just like a moment before this attack goes on, this vampire's eyes widen in some kind of recognition of what you're about to do, and then you find a great sum of damage pelting into it as you do hit it, and you do absolutely start wrecking it in holy fire.
Unholy. It's necrotic, so I don't know if they are.
I see in brackets divine, and I don't know what kind of damage it is. I think of Dacto and how he can change his damage.
Yeah, it says below the 22 necrotic. It's
Right.
on my
Yeah, it's the inflict wound
divine.
spell. I'm confused with Dacto. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm divine sorcerer,
Yes.
2 level.
Now, with that, you do find he is bloodied. His whole body weakens and kind of cripples up a bit as he suffers the horrible pain that comes with that inflict wounds, really. And it is not good. It is not good at all. Yeah, he's hurt. He's hurt. Alrighty. Nozak, it is now your turn.
Yep. I'm going. Oh, that's the him. Never mind. I was moving his sword. Can I see this guy? Or is this wall in the way?
Well, I'm looking through your eyes, and if I draw a ruler tool out to him, you can see that there is a
No.
clear line of sight to the captain or the
Not
vampire.
him.
Not him? Who?
Him. Can you not see my drawings?
I do not see your drawings. I see your arrow, and I can see you pointing towards Tolin.
Yeah, that's
I
what
will
I'm talking
say
about.
you got line of sight on him. If you were trying to attack him, he has a bit of cover against you.
Oh, I'm about to mess him up. No.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Prayer of Healing.
Oh.
Targeting.
That's a 10-minute casting.
Oh, okay. I'm not doing that then.
Yeah,
It is a 10-minute casting, correct?
You
That's a bit out of combat spell.
Yes. Yes. Looking at the different looking vampire guy.
Yeah.
How's he looking?
He is pelted and bruised. He is also a little bit cut up, but he is still looking very vigorous to fight.
Okay. I'm going to cast this on him.
Ooh, nice.
I have to touch, so I will also move to 5 feet of him.
Alrighty. Now, do you need to let go of concentration to your undead spawn in order to do this, or what?
No, I don't. Let me double check, but I don't believe it takes any concentration. It's just you just raise it.
All right, very well. Become sentient enough to kind of understand your will. That seems about correct with your class that you've chosen. Wisdom saving throw or become cursed for the duration of the spell. For the duration of the spell, when you do this, choose one ability score. Disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws made on this, while cursed the target has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. What ability score do you choose?
I'm gonna do. He's attacking with like a bow and a sword and a dagger, so I'm gonna do Dex.
Alrighty, you choose Dex. He's gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, I should have chose wisdom, but whatever. No, never mind. Continue.
He has to make a wisdom saving throw first against the spell.
Beforehand, yep.
What is your spell save DC?
15.
He is going to pass. Wisdom saving throw. Start to beach. Oh, hang on. While curse the target. Okay. While curse the target. Okay, excuse me. As of this moment, he is cursed. That is instantly in effect. Because while cursed, the target has. While cursed, the target must make on the start of each of its turns. At this immediate moment, he is cursed. Your necrotic, agonizing, kind of crippling effects roll over his being as it comes down over him. You may choose an alternative curse. What do you mean he's not, though?
It says you touch a creature, and that creature must succeed a wisdom saving throw or become cursed. And then it also has the thing that happens every turn.
Man, I missed that right at the front. All right, wisdom saving throw, he passes, and ignore me. Rulings are hard, man. They are hard.
And then I'll just attack the other vampire with my vampire.
Very nice. Bit of meta vampire attacking. He will do a scimitar attack, and I'm sorry to say, will miss on a 5.
Cool.
Alrighty. That is your don't fit. Oh, your claw comes at another round.
If I don't know if this is too because like the reason I wanted to spell card is if he has any abilities, I can use those as well.
I understand. He does not.
Okay.
He has a scimitar and he has a short bow. And I don't think it's crazy meta to say that while you're controlling a creature in this way, especially of the necrotic kind of order you're dealing with, he doesn't feel like a vampire at all.
Yeah, no, I assumed that a while ago.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to make sure he didn't have any abilities.
Nah. All right, that's your turn. But with I'll go a bit on. Irina, it is now your turn. That sounded like the pyros that could be heard in the distance. All right, so you can see those two vampires keeping close to the wall, lined up, primed for you.
Yep, I'll just go straight at him.
Alrighty.
Right here, if it's possible.
All right.
Do I still have disadvantage on my attacks?
You do indeed. You're
Yeah,
still very
same.
much afraid of these vampires.
Yeah, that's double checking since the guy said the other. I'll stab twice with my rapier because why not?
Alrighty. Very nice. Oh, very nice. That is still going to be a hit. And that's going to actually do a great sum of damage. It doesn't kill him, but he kind of holds onto your hand as you lunge deeply into his chest with the rapier. Do you attack the same target again on the second attack?
Yes.
In the next one, you just twist the rapier around, and this vampire, clearly you skewered him in the heart because he dies before your very eyes, collapsing heavy onto your rapier as he simply cannot hold out anymore.
As I pull it out in the flourish, I'll use my bonus action to do a hit with my short sword.
All right, very well. Very well. How come you get to do that bonus action with your short sword?
2-weapon fighting style.
Very nice. An extra attack. Very, very nice. You do not get your Oh, wait. Two-handed... Two-weapon fighting style. As you... Yes. Exactly. Wait to get some builds in here, guys. But that will be a miss at disadvantage.
Okay. Might as well, why not?
Yeah. Good, though. Good stuff, though.
And in my frightened and desperate condition, I'll just say fuck it and blow an action surge. Why?
Oh, hey! You basically...
Yeah, let me double check if it needs a bonus action to trigger.
It says
It doesn't.
Well, it doesn't. When you post up the details on Second Wind.
Yeah.
Action
It doesn't
circle.
actually-
On your turn, you can take one additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action. Now, in my ruling, a possible bonus is the possible bonus that comes up when you're attacking. I say you get all 3 attacks. That's my ruling.
Oh, that's better than.
Fighters need something, and I'm saying they get that possible bonus.
Yep, just more rapid thrust.
You won't get that back until a short rest. That is a hit. You lunge in, but you only slightly kind of scratch across this creature's body. The next attack is a miss. And you're not able to make any headway as he kind of sees you. But the short sword whips around and strikes up across one of his pectoral muscles, cutting across his dark gothic robes as you make an open way towards his chest. But you manage to issue out a bit more damage to him. Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
I'll end my turn muttering. I am a knight. I'm better than this. Just keep muttering to
Yes.
myself. Now.
You have inspiration if you don't already.
Would it affect anything?
I don't know the words you've chosen to speak just then, but
No. I was muttering to myself. Accidentally pressed the push.
okay. You have inspiration, which can be found in the section above proficiency bonus. Everybody had one at the start when we jokingly put the sword over Dacto. Speaking of, it is not your turn, but it is the crawling hand's turn. The lesser hand of Vecna.
Yep. He is just gonna attack that dude again.
Mm-hmm. That
Did
is.
Dak get inspiration?
I forget. I don't think so. Because
For rolling with the punches and being a good sport?
yes, why not? Have an inspiration for being a good sport. Now then, yeah, where were we? Yeah, so that claw tries to whip out at this guy, but he does bring his scimitar forward and manages to repel the hand back, failing to allow it to strike at him as he does kind of guard up against it a bit.
Okay, and that'll be his turn.
Dacto, it's over to you.
Dacto will toll the dead on that big asshole.
All right, very nice, very nice. He will do a wisdom saving throw. Some reasonable damage up for grabs. Boopity boop boop beepity boop. I'm going to roll with the correct one because that one has a +2 and that one had a +0. I thought that wouldn't be the case, but I will. Okay, that is going to be a pass.
Well, I can't do anything today. I'm going to. I haven't been around this way. And so I'm going to just peek around there to see what actually is going on.
You see a stalemate between two vampires and a noble adding to the fray.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
Yeah. You skitter over some of the broken ceramic plates and pots that were broken on the
Two
ground on your entry.
vampires. I'm only facing one now, I think.
Facing one. I don't know what you're saying there, but all right.
There is
I
only
said,
one vampire against you, but there
I'm
are
only
two
facing
there.
one vampire now. The other one is dead.
No,
yeah.
the other one's mine.
Yeah, with the X over his
Yeah,
face. Tolin, it is now your
Dak
go.
doesn't know that.
Dacto doesn't know
Correct.
that. Tolin,
I'm going to make 2 shots again at this gentleman.
you said 2 shots, but you're actually using a longsword, so not quite shooting.
I mean, I'm going to swing at him twice. This is
Yeah,
what
no worries. No worries at all.
Since I'm allowed to strike him twice, or at least attack him twice, I'm going to do that.
Let's see. All right, very, very good. That is a hit, and the other attack is also a hit. Roll that damage. Very nice. You bloody him with that as you land some heavy blows into this very beefy vampire's chest as blood curls around his lips as you issue out this cuts and slashes against his being.
I'm going to use a stunning strike.
Oh, shit. All right, let's see it. And he's going to have to make a constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Let's see if we can make this work, pull this off.
What's your DC?
Got him first.
Ah, that is going to be a miss.
Yep. Rats.
Oh, well.
Decent.
What? Monk? You must have gone a Kensai monk or weapon master ring. Alrighty. I heard a what and I didn't hear the follow on from that.
No, I got to hit him first to get a stunning strike.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mhm.
Firstly, this vampire peers out along with this one, and they pelt you, Tolin, with a series of short bow attacks, crossbow bolts. Oh, you missed a crit, but that will be a 17 and a 19.
17 and a 19.
Those are both hits, which is the answer. And we'll do 9 points of piercing damage as these two bolts zing into your body.
9 points. I think I made that one.
Ah. Well, you're able to tell. You're able to stop one of these. Does it take? It does take your reaction. So, the first
Mhm.
one goes to hit. It does. You roll that dice. You reduce the 7 down to 0. You catch it, but then the second arrow still comes in. Your reaction is spent, and it will still chip away that 2 points of damage from you.
Okie dokie.
There we go. It's a pretty dire situation for you as you're put in this corner between this angry, beefy vampire and these two individual ones that keep kiting and shooting you from a distance. So you can't blame
doing
one
okay.
getting through.
I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay. All right, they go over there. Now then, this one over here, he takes the disengage action. And he's going to. He does definitely do the disengage action. That much is clear. But does he try something over? What have we got over here? Oh, cool! You mentioned nothing in that area. That's nice. That's good. That's good. That's really helpful. Why? Okay. So he takes the disengage action. He goes around the corner. And Irina, you can see that he is going around over there, I think. Oh, you can't quite see him with your... Yeah, bring the torch over. Roll 20 is getting a little laggy.
Yep.
But you can actually see this this vampire as he is beginning to move around, going that way and going down this corridor. Alrighty, so with that having been done, I will end this session here with you guys mid-combat, but possibly on the up and up against these brutal dark vampires. But we shall leave the session here.
This guy I'm attacking, does he look like